and making significant changes to the property. According to the city's building department, for the church to give shelter to homeless people, they would need to go through a costly process of not only updating the building, but also getting the required permits and licenses that would designate the building as a homeless shelter. Pastor Nizami Akuda has promised to appeal the ruling, saying that the church has been battling the city for months over their right to help the homeless. A hip-hop artist has caused quite a stir online after video emerged showing him raining cash on locals in the middle of the poverty-blighted Skid Row neighborhood of downtown Los Angeles. The 22-year-old rapper, known as Blueface, climbed aboard a black Mercedes SUV in Skid Row before throwing money out of a bag, while dozens of people below scrambled to catch the flying cash and pick it up from the ground. The artist, whose real name is Jonathan Michael Prateris, is known for the Benjamin Franklin tattoo on his cheek and a handful of hit tracks that reached viral status in recent years. The video was filmed the day before Christmas Eve, according to Fox Business. In a tweet captioned "The Season of Giving," a 50-second clip shows Blueface throwing wads of cash down on the hordes below his SUV. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the clip has gained much attention, not all of it has been positive. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Millions of Americans are irrationally feared dead following a train derailment near Wilmington, Delaware.
Less than 200 people were aboard the train, but because no names have been released yet, countless more are being imagined trapped inside the wreckage by worried parents and overly anxious friends.
And the list of imagined victims is growing by the minute. From brothers-in-law who live in Delaware, who usually drive but could possibly have been on that train, to friends who went to Delaware on a business trip and may have been next to the tracks for some reason when the train derailed.
And sadly, we're getting reports that even those who have never been to Delaware are now also among those irrationally thought killed.
Oh, and we are just now getting word from Homeland Security that they're now warning people their fears may spiral into a wholly new fear that their loved ones never existed at all and are just byproducts of a drug-induced lucid dream in which their consciousness is currently imprisoned.
Such a shame, since this is reality.
There is nothing beyond this to believe otherwise. It would be folly.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live. Coming to you live on this Sunday evening. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
I've been away for some time doing the Christmas thing down in Florida.
Welcome back.
Thank you. And Ian, rather than breaking up this duo here, decided to take the night off so I can host the show. So thanks, guys, for coming in.
Not a problem.
And Richie, you brought in, well, something that immediately caught my attention because I love completely unqualified people giving bad advice. And you've got what?
So the headline is Trump campaign offers tips for winning arguments with snowflake relatives this Christmas.
Yeah, this sounds like...
So
I believe that me and Donald Trump have very different definitions of what constitutes winning an argument.
So this is kind of the counter argument because around Thanksgiving or so, I brought in the article of, from like Teen Vogue, how to tell off, your conservative uncle over Thanksgiving dinner. So it's kind of a follow-up to that. This is the counter argument that you will be getting back.
I'm glad they call it advice as opposed to good advice. So that's important.
So this is into the article. As we sit down to celebrate Christmas, or if you've already done it, last holiday's coming up for New Year's, during perhaps the most divided holiday season in modern American history, political arguments are inevitable.
Yeah, I mean, it really is the two Americas that Al Gore was talking about way back in the day, like the 2000 election. He was referring to the two Americas. Boy, I mean, we hadn't seen anything yet. It's just getting more and more and more divided. I know people are talking about some kind of civil war. I don't imagine that's necessarily going to happen, but I don't see the resolution, and I don't know how it could get worse.
Okay, well, the Civil War thing is basically like Second Amendment people polishing their guns at this point, going like, "You'll never come and take it."
Yeah,
And
as by the way, gun freedom continues to rise in the United States.
Okay,
I know that there's some law in Virginia that looks like they're trying to come take some guns.
Right, and that's the big one right now is the Virginia gun grab, and that's where it's going to set off the next Civil War.
Well,
starting there.
And that might be enough just to prevent something like that, because if the cops are like, or the people who control the cops are like, hey, we're going to come take all your guns, and the people with the guns are like, you sure about that? The cops might be like, no, I'm not sure about that. And then that might put some pressure on the people who control the cops.
And it was also the cops in the sheriff's office saying, like, we're not going to go take them.
Right. There's a lot of cops out there, I was just going to say, that aren't interested in going and getting people's guns. This is a bad idea because a lot of people's line in the sand is literally door-to-door confiscation of guns.
But they crossed that line in Katrina and nothing happens.
I understand.
I don't know if Ninth Ward New Orleans is representative of the entire country.
Right.
Okay.
If it is, I'm going to find a new country, but I don't think it is.
I'm just saying, if you're talking countrywide, it's already happened. No one got shot.
There was, that's true. There was another incident at, I think it was a tornado happened, and for some reason they went around confiscating guns after a tornado. But that was shortly after Katrina.
Yeah, any excuse to go get them, they will. All right. And as liberal family members arrive packing a battery of Maddow-approved Media Matters talking points.
Maddow approved. Okay, gotcha.
Beamed directly into their outraged cortex, conservatives may find themselves ill-equipped to handle the fire hose of vitriol pouring out of their loved ones.
Well,
I don't consider people who disagree with me that hard to be loved ones, but, I guess that's personal preference.
I sort of see. It's hard for me not to see both sides this way.
Right. Again, this is the counter argument from what I previously brought in, so it works. It's both sides.
There's plenty of arguments on the Republican side that I think are, hey, this is kind of dumb. I think the parties oftentimes take a position because the other party took a position.
Okay.
And they haven't really spent much time examining their position, perhaps. I don't know.
Well, you can kind of see that during the Democratic debates where it's not countering positions, it's like one-upsmanship. Oh, you're going to give away this much? Well, how about this much? No, how about Medicare, not for just the old deal, for all. Medicare for all, tuition for all. And then, and then the Republicans at some point are going to have to come in and say no and counter that during a general.
I think that it would be fascinating to see what happens if a Democrat had the opportunity to, go ahead, give it all away. What are you going to do? How are you going to do this?
Well, and they've asked that to some of them, right? How are you going to? Well, just spend the money. We have the money. You just spend it. Why?
This is what baffles me about this is one of the first things I like to do when confronted with somebody who, is vociferously supporting one of the two candidates, and they're all talking about these domestic type issues. So I'm like, that the president does it. This isn't their job. Their job is to sign bills that come across their desk that have been approved by Congress. So it's important, I suppose, to know where the president stands on given domestic issues.
Sure.
That way, how they're going to appoint, say, Supreme Court justices, whether they're going to support good ones or bad ones or whatever the situation is. It's important to know what they're going to do if Congress sends them a bill, but that's not their job. Their job is foreign policy. Like, I want to know, who do you want to blow up? How much money do you want to spend blowing them up?
It may be foreign policy on paper.
Yeah, that's their official job. And then even without subverting the Constitution at all, that signals to Congress, our guy's in, we can put forth this, we can put forth universal income, or we can put forth universal gun permits. So it's not irrelevant to domestic issues, even officially.
It's a leadership role and directs the party on policy, I guess is the best way I can phrase it.
So the presidency is the leadership role, and that directs the party?
It can be. I can see.
Sure.
Like if the president wants universal health care, right? They go, hey, we're trying to do this universal health care thing.
So let's set up a situation where we have we force everybody to pay money to insurance corporations that's bound to fail, and that at some point or another people will be begging us for a single payer.
And then the president signs it.
Right.
Oh, we want Medicare for all. And then so Democratic Congress introduces a bill, does whatever it has to do, gets to the president's desk, and he signs it, right? So it can direct policy of the bills that Congress brings to his table.
It's true, but I think that it also forwards the notion that that America's a dictatorship run by this one person, whereas what it's supposed to be is the House is supposed to represent the people. I understand when they limited the number of representatives to 435 that threw that math out the window, because now your representative represents so many people that they can't possibly represent you. Not that they ever really could, but I mean, less so.
I'm okay with that notion if it moves towards the dissolution of the federal government, right? If people go like, well, we can't have a dictatorship, let's scrap this thing and start over, or just scrap it and don't do anything else, I'm fine with that too.
I like the whole idea of sort of the federal government saying, hey, look, you can't set up immigration checkpoints at the state line for other folks. There has to be free trade between the states. We're going to have, I get why they're going to have say a Navy, maybe even a standing army of a small elite force or something like that. I get those ideas, the federation notion that they've got out there, but it went way beyond that a long time ago.
Okay. And I'm not a history guy. Right. But was trade among states really that bad of an issue when they set it up?
I don't know how bad it was, but it was an issue.
Okay.
So
I think that was a kind of cover-up issue for the fact that they wanted a monopoly on the fiat. Because you had states printing their own fiat.
Right.
And I think that is what they really wanted to control.
That's certainly written into the Constitution. And the Second Continental Congress was... No, that's not right. Whatever body was convened to sort of edit the Articles of Confederation, threw it out the window after the Federalist Papers and just came up with the new Constitution. So the Constitution's a replacement to the original document. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th, visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet. On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever you want to talk about here on this live Sunday edition. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
The number, 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE. You can call in on the call-in lines. As soon as they're clear, there's lots of people there. Or you can call in on the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com. It takes a little more setup. Man, you sound great. And I mean, you get right through, and I can see it right here. So
it's a much better quality calling in on Discord.
Yeah, sure is. Takes a little bit more time to set up, but we'll go right to the Discord lines. It looks like something was going on with the phone lines, and they were all somebody called in, filled up the lines, and then now they're gone.
Looked like a reboot.
Looks like it's going to be a fun night.
Welcome back, Mark.
Yeah, here on Free Talk Live. 855-450-3733. Before we go to the amp lines, I want to tell you about AnyPay and their ambassador program. Do you want more business accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now, with AnyPay, you can earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. It's AnyPayInc.com. And this is a great opportunity for people to make some money while the getting's good. It's the AnyPay Ambassador Program. You help your friends and neighbors and people get set up in businesses. AnyPayInc.com once you get them set up.
Any sort of passive income is good.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go to Mortified Penguin calling in on the Discord line. Mortified Penguin, you're on Free Talk Live. Mortified Penguin, you're on Free Talk Live.
Oh, well, that was fast. Hey, guys.
Terribly sorry.
No worries. Just had to turn off my little earpiece here. Hey, yeah, I wanted to call about a topic I've been thinking about. Government, the state. Wow, It's a big surprise. And the best I can say, if I had to come up with an overarching theory of what governments do, they assign political and social economic privileges of all different types, in all different ways, because there's all different types of government out there.
Don't
Basically,
they protect life, liberty, and property?
They might make that claim, but that's part of the privilege. I mean, they protect some life and liberty and property more than others. I think that goes along with what I was saying. But like, basically, they tip the scales. They tip the scales. That's what they do. They want to make they're just groups of people and supported by other groups of people, and they just want they want to shape society the way they think is going to bring about progress, or bring about, if you want to go look backwards in time, the good old days, or bring about peace or security or whatever. And I think that means we can generalize as libertarians. We just want to create a society where the scales aren't tipped in any direction, and people can, fend and produce and prosper for themselves the amount that effort they put into it, and the level of social cooperation they can come up with. And then that's a good way, I think, to sum it up to people if they kind of ask what is libertarianism and what is statism.
Yeah, I think that you're certainly hitting it on the head to some extent here. When you could be sure that you can get working people upset when you start talking about people getting handouts. There's just makes them angry.
Well, because they work for that money. And then
Right.
you give a portion of it to somebody who didn't.
Now, if they work for the government, now perhaps they're the whole thing's skewed or whatever, but they don't see it that way. That's fine. But
they still do the work.
They do work. They go somewhere, they do something. But nothing makes a working person more unhappy than the notion that somebody out there is getting some kind of paycheck, some kind of check, and not doing work. And it just frustrates the heck out of them. And I got to say, I can see the unfairness. To me, it's not the biggest deal when I see the waste and corruption and graft built into government. Generally, just this group, what really can be defined as the most successful gang in any given geographic area. Admittedly, it's an odd gang where we all get to vote for who the dons are, but nothing changes. Well, we'll put in the 44th don, and he'll run on hope and change. Well, that didn't work out. How about we put in the 45th don, and he'll run on making America great again?
Make it great.
Well, is it great? Is it greater than it was? Maybe it is. I don't know.
To some people.
Some people think it is, but
there's some talking points about it.
Is perception, right?
Yes.
So, anyway, thanks for the call, Mortified Pinger. Appreciate it.
Yep.
It's interesting. It's interesting when you think about how many working people there are who feel that way, right? Frustrated that some of their hard-earned money goes to some who didn't work, and yet not enough to rise up and demand that stop, or demand that they keep it.
Well, they're only upset usually, but most people are only upset about the programs that they don't like, or the programs that they don't personally benefit from, because there's a lot of services that are socialized or quasi-socialized. It kind of depends on how that individual defines welfare.
Yeah, but there's always, I call it the yeah buts. I don't want them to have welfare, but this program is necessary, right? We need the police. We need someone to pave the roads. Those are the big ones, right? We need the courts. So
cops, courts, causeways, and the military.
There you go. Whatever it is, right? They're always willing to say well, that's what I pay my taxes for, right? It's okay to steal from me for those things because I would voluntarily pay for those, but everyone's got one, and that's why no one just rises up and says no, we're all not going to do it. Rather than tax protest for what they don't want the government to do, they're always willing to give up more for what the government does for them.
The thing that you can be almost sure of is that if somebody's running on smaller government, there's a yeah but issue, right?
Yeah.
And if they run and they make it, be sure they're going to get that yeah but issue in, but they're not going to really do anything for small government. George Bush Jr., the 43, he ran on smaller government and no nation building. Well, the opposite occurred. He had the White House, the House of Representatives and the Senate. So it was all Republicans. And they grew the government.
But that's because terrorists attacked us, Mark.
And then talked about how they'd cut everything to the bone.
Yep.
So, I mean, are we markedly freer? Are we markedly better protected from the terrorists? I think not. I mean, are these government agencies? Because the FBI knew about the terrorists, right? Or the CIA knew and told the FBI. I don't know.
Allegedly.
One of the agencies told another one of the agencies, and, well, nothing happened. Is the communication really that much better between intelligence now? So they put everything under Homeland Security in one thing. Are we freer? I don't think so.
Less free in a lot of ways because of it.
I mean, we got the TSA out of the deal.
Oh, that's
thanks.
That's fun. I lost a little multi-tool through TSA because they called the rigid edges a knife.
Sure. That, always.
Like,
always something.
Make America great, ma'am.
And then they're missing knives that people actually are going through with. Can't tell me how many times I've ended up on a plane with a knife by accident. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
Balance of Nature's fruit and veggie capsules contain 100% fine-ripened fruits and vegetables, tested pure with no pesticides, fillers, or additives of any kind, and are the most effective whole food supplements on the market today. Fruits and vegetables are on an average 85% water. Balance of Nature uses cold vacuum technology to remove the water, leaving only the whole food. We don't use any heat, air, or light drying methods that damage nutrients. Our cold vacuum technology maintains 99% of the fresh fruits and vegetables' original nutritional value. Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we will take an additional 35% off of your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751 or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agris Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agrishosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agrishosting.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in. Talk about what you want to talk about. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live. We do a radio program. We open up the airwaves so that you can call in and talk about what is on your mind. That's the whole purpose. That's what our commitment to you is.
That's my favorite show to listen to.
Now, you're going to get asked some questions about whatever your opinion is, but I'm interested in it. The number, 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom. And I want to tell you about local.bitcoin.com. Local.bitcoin.com is a great way to acquire cryptocurrency if you, say, don't want it to go through just sort of the mainstream means to get cryptocurrency. Some people want their cryptocurrency relatively anonymously. And local.bitcoin.com allows you to acquire Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposits, remittances, meeting in person. There's no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. So there's a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com. Let's go to Brett calling in from Minnesota, listening on YouTube. Brett?
Oh, yeah, can you hear me?
I got you.
Yeah, is it true that there's a new uniform policy at your child's school where you have to wear striped pajamas and have emergency contact information tattooed on his arm?
At my child's school?
I know it's a Jewish religious school, so I don't know what kind of wacky customs you filthy Jews have.
So what do you got against Jews, Brett?
What do I have?
Yeah, I mean,
well,
it seems like what you talk about when you call in.
You keep screwing the goyim, trying to put pornography and filth and degeneracy in the media. You control the government. You screw people on their property.
Hold on. I don't control the government.
Mark's not in control of the government.
If I could control the government, first I would send them after you. Second, I would shut them down.
Do you even identify as a Jew?
I have some Jewish blood. This guy's a maniac.
Only when you would harass Nazis, right?
Only when, I'm a WASP, born and raised a Protestant. But when a-holes like this call in, suddenly I'm a Jew. And I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Like, if Brett is out there, I want to be his enemy.
Okay.
I mean, I'm totally fine with that.
Okay. Just checking.
So what do you want to talk about, Goy?
Somebody help me!
Yeah.
He's defending himself.
The best way to help yourself is to give up the hate in your heart. You know, like you can't control other people's ethnicities, and pointing around saying, it's the Jews, really distracts from the issue, which is, it's the state, right?
See, and what I want to know is, like, what is your end goal? So if you're going to attack people based on DNA, based on ridiculously low amounts of DNA.
Yes.
Like, they can't do anything about that. So what is your goal? Like, you want X. What is it? And how do you accomplish it by being obnoxious to people who aren't doing literally anything?
Right. And is it convincing? I think this is probably
that's not convincing at all.
The first place to start is look at whatever your goal is, and how do you form words into a sentence in order to reach that goal? If you want to make racists look stupid, do what Brett does. Call in, say, hey, Jew, and then,
whatever nonsense.
Whatever.
Came after that.
Talk about children being put in concentration camps and having stuff tattooed on their arms, basically advocating for another Holocaust.
You're
that's
not
a good
converting
idea.
anybody that way.
So I'm not going to defend him, right? But there were headlines this past week about like special ink to mark vaccinated children.
Oh, that's interesting.
Whether or not you got your full vaccines or not, they were now going to put this, only readable, only under some kind of light, but you were going to get your mark of whatever you want to call it.
So I'm not defending that, and I'm sure that it was a public school that was doing it, but that's something that not the kids, but the parents have control of. Mark didn't be like, okay, 23andMe, please make me be 0.3% Jewish. Like, Mark didn't do that.
I'd rather attack people for actions.
But you choose whether or not you vaccinate your kids.
Yeah. If it's me, I'll attack people for what they do, what they say, how they behave, right? But not what they are.
I think the vaccination thing is sort of a probable, almost certain future. So if you give the state money to do education, expect them to do things like this.
Sure.
So some people want kids vaccinated, and I can see why. Some people don't want kids vaccinated, and they've got some interesting points.
Yeah.
So should the people who don't want their kid vaccinated, should they have to pay to send their kid to some other school that doesn't do the vaccinations and then pay for the school that does the vaccinations? Well, we live in a world where everybody's just like so expectant of single-payer education that they can't even imagine doing otherwise. Well, this is what single-payer education looks like. Do you have any ideas what single-payer healthcare might look like, ladies and gentlemen? It's like you not having any choices at all. You want to go to the chiropractor to fix something? Sorry, we don't do that. You want to go to the herbalist? You want to avoid some particular vaccine that you don't think you need? None of these things are options anymore. Once the state pays, choice goes out the window.
Well, but alternate choices will still be available either in country or out, right? Just because the state is paying for your insurance doesn't mean chiropractors are going to disappear.
I don't want to say easy because it's still incredibly difficult. It is feasible for some people to fly out of the country to have a surgery. You can't really attend school out of country. Like, if you go attend school out of country, you no longer live here.
Also, your school doesn't count, because there are plenty of people who come from, say, Peru and win the immigration lotto, and they were a doctor, and now they're pushing a broom at a local high school because they'll take any job they can get.
But there will still be alternate education outlets, right? It may happen like after school, after you sit through public school. I get that,
but I have to pay for the other one, and
you're right. You
take a look at what private school looks like. Is it really in competition with government school? No, we have to have charter schools to be in competition with government schools, and they already take money, so they're basically government schools.
I got you. I'm not defending the single payer thing.
Like to push,
I'm just saying the alternates will still be available.
I kind of would like to push everybody out of the system in the first place. Kind of the most annoying thing about vaccine regulations to me personally is that now you're kind of shoving all of the anti-vax kids, or the kids of anti-vaxxers, out into the homeschool programs, and that's just annoying to me. But I'm not sorry for anybody because they have to not use public school. They shouldn't be doing that in the first place.
Yes, but they have to pay for it. That's what my problem is.
Well, everybody has to pay for it. They don't have to pay for it because they have a kid who they haven't vaxxed. They had to pay for it whether they had a kid or not.
Yeah. And I want to change channels real quick to go back to the caller's initial problem, right? Like the Jews, the overall issue is people not taking responsibility, personal self-responsibility for their situation at all, right? They come from a mentality of a victim where life happens to them rather than them impacting their life in a positive way.
Yeah, so if, like this guy was saying, Jews put, all kinds of porn out. So the way you could solve that is you could just not watch porn.
Yes.
Or you could produce content that's more entertaining.
Yeah,
in some way, and people would consume that content instead.
Yeah, we have cameras that are incredibly cheap now. You could produce a show, really, if you wanted to. So if you just don't consume those things, then those things won't
be in
destroy your life.
Yeah, but all of that requires taking responsibility for your own life, for your own situation, and not blaming others, Jews included, right, for your lot or the choices that you made to get to where you are.
Or you can just sit at home and snivel about how some ethnic group is particularly is ruining your life.
You could. That's victim mentality. You get nowhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, those are options. 855-450-3733. That's 855-450 free, as in Free Talk Live. Call in. Welcome your calls.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
How would you like to hit the range tomorrow with a brand new gun? Because the United States Concealed Carry Association wants to give you a free gun right now. That's right, completely free. The USCCA is here to give every responsibly armed American the education, training, legal, and financial protection they need. And today, they're giving you not one, but 4 free chances to win $1,000. Simply text GCN to 87222 to get entered now, and you'll get 4 free chances to win $1,000 for any gun you want. Text GCN to 87222 and get entered today. But remember, these free guns won't be around forever, and you can't win if you don't enter. So don't miss out. Just text GCN to 87222 and get your 4 free chances to win now. That's GCN to 87222.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. You can call in and talk about, well, anything, as evidenced by our last call. The number is 855. What's that?
And we will tolerate
We'll
it.
tolerate it. And we'll rebut it if we think it's
Sure.
necessary. The number 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Recently read an article that showed that one of the top 3 cryptocurrencies for increasing in value is Divi. And we at Free Talk Live gotten involved with the Divi project. Kind of interested in where it's going to go. They have a goal of making a very mainstream cryptocurrency that's extraordinarily usable and transferable between sort of government money and cryptocurrency. So Divi is spelled D-I-V-I, Divi, and it's you can go get involved. I think the best way is to just go to diviproject.org. They've got a new wallet coming out, and you'll be able to send money around the globe with only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divi, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. So that's their goal, and they've been working, and frankly, they've been doing a great job. They're doing awesome. Diviproject.org, as evidenced by the price. It's going up in value.
Nice.
Diviproject.org. Divi is spelled D-I-V-I. Let's go to James calling in from Missouri. James, you're on Free Talk Live. James, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, thank you.
You're welcome. What's on your mind?
Yeah, I wonder how long it's been in place, this concept of taking people's rights and then charging you a large legal fee to restore them, and then they don't even return your right to bear arms.
So can you give me something a little more specific here? I'm not sure what we're referring to, so I can't give you a time frame for how long it's been around.
Licensing in general, maybe?
Are we talking about RICO or are we talking about expungements?
Basically a...
James, can you turn down that audio that's in the background? I'm just getting feedback here.
Standing by, wait.
So
there we go.
Okay, great.
So a relative brought me a handbag that had been the property of a aunt in a western state where they had already decriminalized most
marijuana,
green bud, and that.
Yep.
So anyway, before I could get home with it, a sheriff's deputy stopped me, searched. I was on a mini, what do they call them? Mini motorcycle, whatever.
Okay. Mopeds, scooters.
And yeah, and
so you're carrying a handbag full of weed. The cop stops you.
Nope. There was a little secretive little zipper
Department
thing or something inside the handbag that I had not done a thorough search of as of yet. And deputy, I guess, who came up with it, looking at me in the back of his cruiser, holding up the little glassine envelope with about a 2 millimeter piece of green stem and a seed, and just haughty look, waving it in my face, and charged me with a felony over
Did he
it.
search the bag outside of your view?
Yeah.
Well, that's a problem. I couldn't say anything about it. Maybe there's a camera that was watching or something like that, but what do you know? So is that a felony, or what's the, how did you get your firearms? How do firearms relate to this?
I honorably discharged regular Army and from the 80s, and never threatened anybody or anything like that. But I guess now I'm just completely prohibited from
because of a drug
purchasing
felony.
something by way of replacing it. Yeah.
So were you carrying the gun when they caught you with the bag that had the stem in it?
Nope.
This is odd. This doesn't make much sense
I
to
think
me.
he caught a drug felony, and because
How in the world could you get a drug felony off of a tiny stem?
But in a seed, though, that they might want to
It's,
count that as like distribution or manufacturing or.
At the time of the charge, it was mandatory minimums. You may have heard of that.
Oh yeah, I've certainly heard of mandatory minimums.
when did this happen? Like what time frame are we talking about?
Oh, this was early 90s, I'd say.
Well, that was before it was legal. So that was probably a felony.
I don't even think that's a felony, but
well before decrim, well before legalization, well before the blast of the marijuana movement, right? Like he caught a charge.
Yes.
Long time ago, has since returned to society in some form or fashion.
Was
Not
it a felony,
dangerous guy.
James?
Yes, that's the way they charged it. And
So let me guess, you didn't have a lot of money, right?
I was already unemployed.
Yeah. This is how
that's how they get you.
Getting around on Social Security.
Yeah. James, I'm sorry it happened to you. My best advice is to have a chat with a lawyer, and maybe they can do something to, this should have never been a felony in the first place. And
no argument there, but also
move to Virginia and wait for the boogaloo. Get it all back.
I can't seem to find a attorney that would even consider having me in to discuss it without I bring a pretty big stack of money.
Yeah, it's always about the money. That much is true. A lot of times they'll let you talk and then at least give you a price. I don't know what to tell you, James, but I hope the best for you.
At least with the price,
Thank
you can weigh that against how badly do I want my Second Amendment right back, right? If it's worth the $10,000 that the attorney's charging, maybe you find a way to get the money to him.
My clemency was $2,500.
Well, there you go.
I don't know whether I'm going to get it or not, but there's something.
So a lot lower than that.
Let's go to Graham calling in from Pennsylvania. Graham, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hi. I want to talk about, for example, sometimes you have to work around the state for your own freedom.
Sure.
All the time.
Like you were, because one of you mentioned something about the mandatory vaccinations. Honestly, in the real world, you sometimes have to work around the state, even if it means breaking the law, for your own rights, your own freedom, your own protection.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think that's
like,
it's really obvious, and some people dislike it. Some people want everything to be by the book, legal, and that sort of thing. And first thing you do is trot out, the Runaway Slave Act with those folks.
Just wait for them to change the law back, and then you don't have to vaccinate.
Yeah, right.
But until then, stab them with as many needles as possible.
Well, I mean, I think vaccinations are fine if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
But I believe that people should have medical freedom. And when you don't stand up for people's medical freedom with whom you don't necessarily agree, you're not going to have it for yourself.
Yeah. I'm pro-choice when it comes to vaccinations.
Yeah.
Well, I think that the public school thing kind of complicates it because there's always this weird question of, do I treat this like a government agency like it is, or do I treat it as if it's a private thing and treat it how I would treat that entity in the private market? So if somebody wants to open a school and say, okay, you have to all be fully vaccinated to come here, that's
legitimate.
not a problem.
Well, but then you come up with articles like Texas with the whooping cough, right? Whooping cough outbreak in Texas out of a school with 100% vaccination rate.
Right. 100% vaccination rate.
100%.
Well, right, but nobody ever claimed that vaccines were 100% effective.
I know, but they do point at all the people who didn't get vaccines whenever there's an outbreak. It's the people who didn't get vaccines that the outbreak, and then it's at a school where there's 100%. Who are you going to point at now? And let's not forget polio, a really good disease to get a vaccine for, is currently having outbreaks in Africa where they had completely eliminated it, and the outbreaks are coming from the live virus vaccine. I don't know the live polio vaccine.
Why are they giving people a live virus vaccine for polio when they have a dead virus vaccine?
And they don't care what happens to Africans. There's the government for you.
Yeah, then that's a separate issue that is its own heinous issue.
Graham, thanks for the call. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live. Your thoughts on whatever subject it might be. Free Talk Live.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting LibertyCon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's LibertyCon.com.
Business owners, you want more customers? Accept cryptocurrencies. There's people all around you just waiting to spend money at your store. If only you would take it. I know, you've been waiting till someone else makes it easy. Well, good news. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com adds Bitcoin to your point of sale. Totally free. Use the same equipment you already have, now with Bitcoin. And unlike credit cards, there's no fees. Let the guys at HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com bring new customers to your store. HelpMeTakeBitcoin.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at Bitcoin.com. That's Bitcoin.com.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,514, silver at $17.92, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,212. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, sources inside the FBI have reportedly confirmed that the Bureau is investigating British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell and several other unnamed persons suspected of helping multimillionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein recruit and exploit underage girls. Maxwell, who reportedly dated Epstein in the early 1990s before settling into a close friendship with the millionaire, has been missing in action since Epstein's July arrest. Soon after, Epstein killed himself while awaiting trial in Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center. Activist Post reports that although this is the first time the FBI has confirmed that it's actively investigating Maxwell, Attorney General Bill Barr's insistence that the case would focus on those who enabled or abetted Epstein led many to suspect that Maxwell would be the next logical target. That's because she's been accused in court filings of organizing a sex trafficking ring that helped bring beautiful young girls to Epstein's expansive Manhattan townhouse. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Earlier this week, on Christmas Eve, an order from the city of Cleveland, Ohio, was posted on the door of the Denison Avenue United Church of Christ, demanding that they kick out the homeless people that they had been allowing to sleep on their property, or face losing their status with the city as a religious organization. The Mind Unleashed reports the order came from the Cleveland Division of Fire, citing code violations that they claim are dangerous for the inhabitants. The city is following the letter of the law, suggesting that it is illegal to change the official use of the building without first filling out the required paperwork and making significant changes to the property. According to the city's building department, for the church to give shelter to homeless people, they would need to go through a costly process of not only updating the building, but also getting the required permits and licenses that would designate the building as a homeless shelter. Pastor Nizami Akuda has promised to appeal the ruling, saying that the church has been battling the city for months over their right to help the homeless. A hip-hop artist has caused quite a stir online after video emerged showing him raining cash on locals in the middle of the poverty-blighted Skid Row neighborhood of downtown Los Angeles. The 22-year-old rapper, known as Blueface, climbed aboard a black Mercedes SUV in Skid Row before throwing money out of a bag, while dozens of people below scrambled to catch the flying cash and pick it up from the ground. The artist, whose real name is Jonathan Michael Prateris, is known for the Benjamin Franklin tattoo on his cheek and a handful of hit tracks that reached viral status in recent years. The video was filmed the day before Christmas Eve, according to Fox Business. In a tweet captioned "The Season of Giving," a 50-second clip shows Blueface throwing wads of cash down on the hordes below his SUV. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the clip has gained much attention, not all of it has been positive. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can. Just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
The Onion looks back at This Week in History. On July 17, 1980, Ronald Reagan accepted the nomination for president at the Republican National Convention in Detroit and delivered a speech in which he boldly promised that during his presidency, someone would body slam Andre the Giant. While admitting that the road would be long and hard and that it might take as long as 7 years and 2 WrestleManias to get there, the former California governor vowed that under his administration, somebody, perhaps Ricky the Dragon Steamboat or a hulked-up Hulk Hogan, would grab hold of the 500-pound behemoth and send his massive body smashing to the mat. The Republican nominee also went on to promise that by the end of his first term, Joni would marry Chachi, hair metal would achieve mainstream airplay, and Shelley Long would successfully make the leap from television to film.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It is Free Talk Live, and it is Sunday. It is Mark with you,
Richie Rich,
and Melanie.
And you can call in and talk about whatever's on your mind. That's what we do here on Free Talk Live. That's what our goal is. Our goal is to provide a platform for you to participate in as free a speech as we can allow you to do.
On radio.
On radio. Here in the United States. And you bring up the topic. So, it's not like we're not going to have opinions by any means, but we'd love to hear from you. The number, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450, free as in freedom. Let's go to the phones. We've got Jacob calling in from New Hampshire. Jacob, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hello.
Hello. What's on your mind?
Well, all my rabbis and I want to thank you of your kind, generous donation of sending me 1,000 shekels.
You're welcome.
I don't even get how that's even funny, but okay.
Thank you very much.
Well, he got to mention shekels and do his Jew accent. Hey, I can do a Bernie Sanders pretty good. You know how he got in trouble for that whole article from the 70s about his perception that women like rape?
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that one?
Oh, no.
So
it's talk about how Adolf Hitler.
Hold on. I want to do my
Hitler.
accent. Hold the line.
You got to do your shtick. Let Mark do his shtick.
Right, you got to do your crappy Jew accent. I'm going to do mine. So Bernie Sanders does an article. It's like, men, we like to rape. Women, they like to be raped. What's the problem?
That was terrible.
Yeah, well,
Anyway,
what do you want
I
from
was just going to say how Adolf Hitler is such an amazing guy, and you guys have a really great show. That's
Oh,
all
no,
I was
no,
gonna say.
explain.
What is what in the possible?
Wait.
What
So
the hell
how
was
is that
Adolf Hitler good at?
How is that one sentence?
Organizing people against a common cause.
Adolf Hitler was a moron. I mean, he was
National
good
socialism
at
is
motivating
very good
people.
for
Go
all
ahead.
peoples.
What's that?
National socialism is good for all peoples, and the Holocaust is a lie.
Well, National Socialism is.
Okay, so let's say the Holocaust was a lie. Do you think that Nazi Germany didn't kill anybody?
No, they never kill anybody. That was
I mean,
a hoax.
that's unique because every other government in the existence of
There's-
human history has killed people.
Okay, and there's Jews coming out that testifying that it's also a lie. They're saying it's a hoax.
That what is a hoax? That the Nazi Germany was a hoax? Because it would have to be an entire hoax
That was a
for
really
a government
good hoax.
to not kill people. I mean, that's what
for the whole
that's the
country.
job description of a government.
Hold on. If the Holocaust was a lie and this guy doesn't like Jews, why was Hitler so great if he didn't kill that many?
That's a good option.
Right? Maybe Hitler's a crappy Jew killer. Just go ahead and say it. Hitler sucks.
Because he didn't kill enough.
And want to
Because he
know
didn't
why?
kill enough.
Want to know why there's so much survivors? Is because, ding, 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 it's a hoax. They can collect all kinds of free charity funds.
So what
They
was
can
so good
they
about
can make
Hitler if he didn't even
millions
get
off
the
of
job
it.
done?
Funds come from other
Right, but
Jews.
okay, so if it was a hoax, then this has nothing to do with Hitler if
It
it was
is
a
a
hoax.
hoax.
So what was the benefits of Hitler?
I like how the girl is so angry right now, like a feminist.
She's not angry like a feminist, I can assure you. She's the opposite of a feminist. It's just that you've got stupid opinions.
Well, being American is great, huh?
I think my question is legitimate, and I would really like an answer. If Hitler didn't kill all those Jews, why was he so great?
Hey, well, let's twist it around, saying, hey,
So
he
you're
never
not gonna answer
killed
the question.
anybody. He preached in German. It's on audio that he's against killing. They're against all that crap.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to try to filter my mouth. Cause
So it was good then that he didn't kill all those Jews.
he is very good. All it was to get, the book burning, right? You ever heard about the book burning?
Sure.
They did that rally. All the books from Karl Marx promoted transgenderism, pornography, and everything that is wrong and Christianity.
I don't really remember
community.
transgenderism being in the Communist Manifesto.
Well, he's written more books than that. I've only read the one from Marx.
It's probably
and it was horrible enough. So
You know that the Eastern Front or the Ostfront, there was like this conflict where Germany's attempting to take over Russia, and like just hundreds of thousands of people are dying in a week in a given week, right?
Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
that
yeah.
really happened, right?
Well, the thing about the Operation Barbarossa invasion of Russia had nothing to do about innocent people as dying. It was about stopping the communist Jewish agenda that they're trying to push, which is called Zionism.
From Russia.
Zionism
Russia was not Zionist.
doesn't hurt Germany because they'd be
Because
trying to go to Israel.
And Soviet Russia has anti-Christian laws. They kill all kinds of Christians over there under communist control. They don't teach that in school though, but they'll cry and whine about Jews dying. But they won't
Jews
spend
left
time on
Russia in droves to go to Israel because they felt they were being oppressed there.
And when Putin said that in the Cold War, including World War II, 70% of the Russian government was controlled by Jews. So how come Putin is saying that?
Sounds like he's trying to stir up anti-Jew sentiment because, I mean, I doubt that's the
Jewish
case.
himself, though.
But I'm hearing a lot about
How
what
is he-
Hitler didn't do.
Have you
and
taken a
only one
23andMe
thing he
test?
did
Because you'd be surprised at those
23andMe,
results.
if you look up who owns that, is
It's the
actually a
Jews!
Jewish business.
Okay, well, are there
So
any
it's
DNA
not a good
tests that you
idea.
do trust?
Ancestry.com? Is
No,
that a
it's
different
all run by Jews.
Every single DNA test Okay, so that you can't hate people based on being Jewish if you don't trust
No,
any
I'm
DNA
just,
test.
I'm not hating it. I'm just against people that support, this type of filth. Just
Just
like the
support
last
the
caller.
filth?
'Cause
Okay,
he
well, so
also
then you know you can hate
too.
degenerates without hating Jews, right?
Are you a self-hating Jew?
I don't know how I can hate myself if I'm not Jew.
How do you know you're not Jewish?
You won't take a test.
Oh, I'm a goyim is what they call us.
Well, hold on. I know what Jews call white people, but how can you say you're not Jewish if you haven't taken the test?
With any degree of
I'm
certainty.
not.
I think all races should be required to take a DNA test.
Religion. It's an ethno religion.
Mandated by the state?
Mandated by themselves.
Okay.
Well, the ethno-religion, I mean, most people from, say, Mexico are Catholic. Most people from Italy are Catholic. Most people from Ireland, at least part of it, are Catholic. Is that an ethno-religion too?
Well, I mean, I'm more focused on Orthodox Jews and Zionists.
I can tell that, dude. Like, it's pretty obvious. You're calling,
Okay, so
slathering at the mouth about
doing
Hitler.
this just on the religious basis and ignoring the DNA aspect?
No.
Okay, well,
It's me. I mean, I tried calling before, but they keep cutting us off, so
Who's
we can't
they?
have a good conversation. You.
I haven't been in this first seat in a month, so you're full of crap.
I have been. Me and a couple other guys.
No,
are calling.
I'm in the first seat. I'm controlling it. You just claimed I've cut you off. I haven't ever talked to you while being in the first seat. So.
You, the Jews, Mark.
Right, the Jews. The Jews have cut me off.
Yeah, just like how you made fun of my one friend. You call him trailer trash. He lives in a nice big house. You call him trailer trash because he has a.
Did he pay for it,
opinion as you?
or is it his parents?
Might be a double wide. You never know.
It's a nice trailer.
Like, what kind of anti-white propaganda is all that about? Is that the Jew side of you coming out? Like, what's up with that?
I think that people who espouse this stuff. I mean, I've heard a lot of this stuff, right? I heard it in prison when I was there.
Oh yeah. Well, what did you do to get yourself in prison? Did you help somebody kill somebody, or
what I'm
did you do?
saying is that the this instance allowed me to take a look, and I found a lot of racists in prison, and I do have a bias to believe that racists tend to be poverty-stricken white people who blame their lot in life on some other ethnic group and don't want reasons to get themselves out of it. So I mean, this is a bias. I'll admit it.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I've never
What
been
you
in
got
prison.
yourself in prison?
Well, why don't you go look it up on the internet? I happen to be in a
I
hotel
want to
room.
hear it from the horse's mouth.
I'm no horse.
Didn't look it up from the internet. Mark explaining why he was in prison.
Right. I was in a hotel room where somebody was killed.
Oh. What were you convicted for?
Second-degree murder?
Did you do it?
No. I just told you what I did.
So it was kind of like a mistake. Like oh no, I bumped into it, and then you just so happened to get caught.
Okay, so even if Mark did kill anybody, which he didn't, as far as I
I'm
know,
not
but
pointing
it wasn't the
fingers, I
90.
was just
Was it the 99.7% white of him that committed murder, or was it the 0.3%?
I'm not calling him innocent or guilty. That's why I was questioning what happened, because he keeps saying, "Oh, I went to prison. I went to prison. I went to prison," and every single.
Well, I think prison gives you a nice little microcosm of a lot of bad things that people do and hate in the world. And people who, like I said earlier in the show, have that victim mentality where life happens to them and they blame other people for their situation. There's not a lot of people behind bars that go like, "Yep, I did it. I'm responsible. Please keep me here as long as you need to."
I can tell you Nazis don't do well in prison.
Oh, okay. Well, what about all the violent ones that do run it? But,
The violent Nazis that run prison?
Yeah, like the skinhead ones. So
Yeah, they're going to get their teeth punched down their throat. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Oh.
There's an organization within prison called White Pride where, they kind of stand up for themselves or whatever, but they have been very clear that they are not National Socialists.
Is that one of those situations where they need to because of all the racism that already happens? Like you have to pick a side or you get singled out and beaten anyway?
I don't think that it's necessary to join any gangs in prison, but I haven't been in every prison.
Okay.
So, Jacob, you were going to say something?
Yeah.
This has been
I was going to ask you.
riveting. So
I'm not gonna cuss or anything. Just for a heads up.
Well, you've made it this far.
This is very
what
strange.
do you
We're in
think
the commercial
about-
break, guys.
What do you think about white nationalism?
How to date women under your terms.
Oh, there's the
Watch our
music.
free on-demand replay
Stand by.
training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Anarchapulco is the world's foremost conference for voluntarist thinkers and activists, held in beautiful Acapulco, Mexico. Share ideas on how to live free and escape the clutches of the state. Their unparalleled lineup of speakers will discuss entrepreneurship, investments, politics, philosophy, health, sustainability, lifestyles, and personal relationships. Stay in a world-class resort and enjoy the sun and beaches. February the 13th through the 16th. Visit anarchapulco.com for early bird pricing and 10% off with coupon code FTL.
A majority of Americans are pointing to Friday's tragedy as a clear call for major reforms in everything, or literally anything at all that might prevent acts of horrifying, senseless violence. According to a recent ONN poll, the nation is united in saying that the key to preventing future tragedies is a drastic change in gun control, mental health care, school security, media coverage, violent entertainment, the fragility of the human condition, and really so many other things we probably haven't even thought of yet. Jesus. The Randolph Center for Public Health and Safety also released a statement saying, quote, "If you look at statistics regarding gun violence in the United States, you'll see the recent shooting is a clear cry for any thing at all to please be different." In Washington, lawmakers have reached a bipartisan agreement that the U.S. desperately needs tighter firearm restrictions or looser firearm restrictions, or honestly, whatever option just makes these things stop. Do that one.
This is the Onion News Network.
The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in, talk about whatever you want. Whatever you want. The number, 855-450-3733. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
That's 855-450, free as in freedom. I want to tell you about LibertyCon. It's coming up on April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C. And it's going to be one of the biggest Liberty events, I think, out there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Great speakers. You can go on and check out all about them. There's so many we can't really mention them, but it's you can go to libertycon.com. That's libertycon.com for details on additional speakers and events, and use code FTL for a discount at your registration. The tickets are low cost, and they want to make it low cost so that everybody can come. It's going to be a big event. Student travel scholarships are available, so they'll even, if you're a student, they'll pay for your travel, perhaps, and discount rooms for everyone at the Marriott Marquis. Save with early registration at libertycon.com, April the 3rd through the 5th of the year coming. We're not quite there at 2020 yet. Use code FTL for $10 off. Let's go to Randall in Kentucky. Has been waiting patiently. Randall, you're on Free Talk Live.
I got a quick question. Have you ever made love to a colored woman before? Because if you did, that would be considered bestiality. Because they're technically monkeys, you know, right?
Yeah, that's pretty awful. We're all primates, by the way. Sure. Yep.
Yeah, none of us are monkeys. We're all apes.
Yeah. The idea that you can call black people like one homogenous group is ridiculous. There's more genetic variation between Eastern Africa and Western Africa than there is between Eastern Africa and Eastern Europe. So, yeah, it's ridiculous.
What kind of astounds me is the complete and utter lack of genetic knowledge among the extremist races. I guess extremist racists, people who make it part of their identity to be racist and take time out of their day to call us just to get in one sentence like that. You would think that if that was such a really big, important issue to you, you would, I don't know, get on Khan Academy and study genetics, or get on Google Scholar and study all these things are free. Like, it's not like it was 20 years ago and you had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars. You can go and get a book, or pick whatever source you trust and go study genetics. If genetics is like the primary motivating factor in your life.
Well, if they do that, their entire identity would be destroyed. Right.
That's not even true, because you can get racist genetic sources that are skewed one way or the other. So you could still have some basis of knowledge.
Okay.
I just find it so pathetic when somebody's like main thing of being is all about their ethnicity. Like,
yeah, again, because you have no control over that.
Right.
Right. You have control over your actions, your behaviors, your choices, your decisions. But to get on someone's case for something they have zero control over.
On the
and I mean, they don't
side,
know. These people might be more Jewish or more black than, Mark or anybody. Like, they don't know because they haven't taken the test.
Yeah, they wouldn't take the test because the test is it's administered by those people I dislike.
I mean, Richard Spencer is 2% black.
Right.
Because he actually had the decency to take a test if he was going to be like a professional racist. But
but again, that's what I'm saying. But if you
why are the other racists suppressing Richard Spencer is what I want to know.
If you make that part of your identity and the test results come back not in your favor, right? Like, I hate blacks.
That's got to be really like a scary thing to do if you're because there's different levels of racist, right? But the more extreme, like the people who
the ones that are actually doing the lynching
for whatever reason, that has to be such a core part of that it must be terrifying to spit in that tube.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to come back, and if it comes back that you are part black or part Jewish or part whatever race you don't like, right, then that tears your identity apart because you can no longer hate that without hating yourself.
Are you calling me a drunk Irishman?
Sure, why
and
not?
what's even more interesting is you don't have to take the test
I thought
yourself.
they appreciate that as a compliment.
I do.
If a sibling of yours or a parent of yours takes the test and you find out and they just like casually mention to you, oh yeah, by the way, I'm X% whatever.
Then divorce him.
Let's go to the phones. We have Elmo. I'm presuming not his real name. Elmo, you're on Free Talk Live.
I don't know why these Nazis continue to call and want to continue to hail someone as dead when we obviously have a replacement for them that is alive. Hail Trump. The dear leader needs everybody's praise. He just personifies all of their ideas and even more, and he welcomes their praise with open arms. If only these Nazis would get out of the 40s and join us in the roaring 20s, seriously, they would just find such new hope and such new strength in our dear leader, President Trump.
See, that's another weird one, because I assume you actually support Donald Trump.
No.
No?
No, I don't think he does.
You think he's a lefty?
I think he is. I think he's.
I could be very
lampoon.
sarcastic, or maybe I'm not. I don't know.
Well,
I think you know.
If you don't know, then I can't tell you. I think he's being sarcastic.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean, obviously, you could tell one way or the other, but
because a lot of the alt-right racists are Trump supporters. Right? I'm not.
He had you fooled clearly.
Well, again, because a lot of the alt-right racists happen to also support Donald Trump.
I just want all of the Nazis to know that you've got to give Hitler up one day. The guy's been dead for 80 plus years or whatever it is now, and it's time to move on. Seriously, and dear leader Trump welcomes you with open arms. Thank you all. Thank you.
Thank you for the call.
See, what I want to know about Hitler and the Nazis is, since Hitler kind of had his pet Nazis that he protected on an individual basis, like, should the Nazis hate Hitler for that?
I don't know. Hitler did one good thing. He killed Hitler. Let's go to the phones. We got Joe in Michigan. Joe, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, first of all, I don't think Trump's a racist.
Nor do I.
His daughter married a Jewish guy, and she converted to Judaism. He's friends with Benjamin Netanyahu. But anyway,
so definitely not a Nazi.
I wish we could sterilize some of these bigots who keep calling the show.
Okay, so now that's the oddest argument, and I've heard it a lot throughout my life. That's the oddest argument I have ever heard in defense of anything, that you're going to not like somebody because they dislike people's genetics, but then your answer to that is to destroy their genetics.
Well, I'm being hyperbolic, but this bigotry and racism is taught. You don't learn it. You're not born that way. And these guys, they'll go out to some commune, find some trailer park woman, have a bunch of kids that, all be on welfare, and then they'll be the ones goose-stepping in the streets in the next generation. It's idiotic. This whole anti-Jew paranoia, it's based on lies that started, 100 years ago or more.
I can't remember what the girls that did the singing thing. There's something blue, if I recall, and they did this sort of Nazi singing for their mom, who was a crazy bigot.
Prussian blue,
and then they grew up. And they're like, I don't want anything to do with that whole Nazi thing. And they're like, yeah, we're out of here. And so they sort of changed their whole shtick. I kind of found that inspiring. In a lot of cases, kids aren't going to do the things that their parents, the crazy stuff their parents do. Thanks for the call,
yeah,
Jeff.
I mean, that's true. We all have to make decisions.
She's such a beautiful little puppy. I mean, we walk around the block and neighbors always say, her hair is so beautiful.
Healthy and shiny and glossy. DINOVITE.com.
Fatty acids, omega-3s, and omega-6s are great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
I would really recommend people starting their diet before they get into what I would call the misery index. Bad skin, bad ears, bad breath.
Because if they're getting all their vitamins, micronutrients, microbials from the beginning, then you're not going to run into the problems associated with the allergies, grass, pollen, dust, dirt, fleas, ticks, you name it, and the itching and shedding down the road.
Our vitamins and enzymes replace the nutrients cooked out of most commercial dog foods.
Dinovite for life.
This is Ed Lukasevic.
And Cindy Lukasevic.
Inviting you and your pets to Dinovite.
859-428-1000. DINOVITE.com.
Hi, I'm Montel Williams. Most of you know me as a talk show host, but I'm also an author, actor, single father of 4, a fitness writer, avid snowboarder, and I'm also a medical marijuana patient. Like many of the million people who are living with multiple sclerosis, I'm in pain every single day. And sometimes my nerves are so raw that if you brushed up against me in an elevator, I'd scream. I can't sleep at night from the pain, and sometimes the spasms in my legs are so intense they will wake me up throughout the night. I've tried the strongest prescription medications available, and I'm going to tell you, they do not work. In fact, they leave me in a stupor, and most of the time, it's impossible to even live your life. Now, I've tried medical marijuana, and I'm going to tell you something, it works. If you'd like more information about medical marijuana, you can contact the Marijuana Policy Project at mpp.org or call 1-877-JOIN-MPP.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it. And once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world. So I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here. And I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live Sunday edition. It's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE here on Free Talk Live. Want to tell you about ForkFest 2020. Just told you about LibertyCon coming up in April. ForkFest is coming up in June. It's a event in northern New Hampshire from June the 29th through the July the 5th. So it's over the July 4th weekend, where they have some big fireworks displays at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. It happens the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, so you can enjoy the Porcupine Freedom Festival and stay on at to PorcFest. It's decentralized, unlike the Porcupine Freedom Festival, which means no one's in charge. It also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping site, your RV site, or your motel room with Rogers Campground from June the 29th through July the 5th, and come on in and join us. Where better to celebrate Independence Day than around a bunch of freedom-loving activists here in the Shire? You can simply relax and go camping with other liberty lovers, or you can create whatever experience you want to have and you want other people to have. If you're planning on an event for ForkFest, be sure to let other people know in advance so they can plan on it. You can connect with other people at the unofficial Telegram chat or the ForkFest forum. Links to those are at the unofficial website, because nothing's official. Forkfest.party. That's forkfest.party. All right, let's go to the phones. I'm just taking them as how long they've been on. Cody in Illinois. Cody, you're on Free Talk Live.
Good evening, guys.
What's going on?
You guys were talking about some of the entitlement programs earlier. Did you see that we're 22% of children now are in single parent families? I couldn't believe that a week or two ago.
It's pretty high.
No, I didn't know that.
It's the highest in the world in the United States.
But is it the highest ever in the United States?
But it was also the highest in the world. I think Brazil was 10%. Some of the European countries were 20 or 21, and we were like 22%. So I think that's a terrible thing.
Right.
And,
not something to be proud of, in my opinion. I think that honestly, there's not a lot of great predictors of success in life, but two genetic parents at home when you turn 18, right, that's a real good predictor as to how your life's going to go.
So I was leading into, you were talking about the entitlement programs, and I was watching a YouTube video of some of these red pill guys, and they made a really good point about, maybe custody should be, 50-50 automatically by law, unless one of the parents is obviously crazy. But I think that might be a very good way to structure the laws so that women aren't motivated to leave and break up the family.
So my problem with that is that then you have the kid who doesn't really live one place or the other. If you knew an adult who moved back and forth every other week or, 3 days, one place, you would consider that person to be wildly unstable. I think a better solution to that would be that the woman gets the kid, but the guy doesn't have to pay for it. because you kind of have some female expenses that exist due to nature, and there's nothing we can legislate that away about. But to take away the incentive to leave, if you think these women are leaving, just be like, okay, well, the woman gets the kid, but the guy can just, not pay any money.
Well, how would we structure that? It's a tough thing.
What do you mean? How would we structure that? We know who the kid came out of.
Well, it's just how in terms of you kind of have to be fair financially if you're saying the only way that I don't know. It's just 50-50.
Well, no, but that
really
incentivizes women.
Way,
I'm kind of convinced at this point that men cannot be disincentivized from having stupid sex. I'm kind of convinced that.
I think I'm with you on this one.
So if we just incentivize the women, okay, look, either don't do that, or at least
Right.
use birth control. Don't go and get knocked up by somebody who's not going to support you, and don't leave your husband. So that's their incentive. So that if they just pick a good guy and don't leave, then they won't have that problem because he'll be taking care of him anyway.
I'll tell this to all the women out there that have a proclivity, to maybe have kids with different men. My accountant, she pointed out that when we're withholding, for the checks off some of the guys that work for me, that if you have multiple kids from multiple women, the kids get less from the other, if you had two kids with one woman, the third or fourth and another one, they get less proportionally.
Well, yeah, so baby mama number 4 gets less than baby mama number 3. But the kind of weird thing about that's usually filing order, not birth order. So if your husband goes and knocks up his mistress and she immediately sues for child support, you get less money.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No,
well,
every state is not going to be exactly the same on that, but.
Well, it's good though, because if people keep that in mind, you think, I'm just going to get the same amount of money as the first baby mom or whatever. At least, it's the theory. That's kind of good for society because it's like, okay,
well, not really, because they're just going to go get welfare anyway.
Sorry.
They're just going to go get welfare anyway. Most guys are not rich enough to divide the money up by 4 or even 2 and still have enough money to raise a kid.
Right. It's, I don't know.
And guys who are that rich aren't going around knocking up random.
Cody, I will tell you this. I have never heard Melanie's theory here, and I appreciate you bringing it up just so I got to hear this. I would never come out of my mouth like she just did, right?
Well, and I'm allowed to say it, too.
You absolutely are. I'm looking for a rebuttal to this, and I've got nothing. I'm going to think about it, and the next time we're on together, I might give you some things.
Do you even want to rebut it, though? Because coming from her, it seems okay, right?
No, but if he disagrees, he should rebut it. But if he agrees, then he should let me say it because I'm allowed to.
It's so harsh, is what I'm saying. Is what you're saying is allow me to repeat it. What you're saying is that
this is not an original thought by Mark.
In order to disincentivize women from leaving families, that basically they leave, they get total control of the kids, and the husbands don't have to pay anything in child support.
Yeah,
I think that there'd be a surprising number of guys that would go for that. And for me, I'd be upset, but I'm sure, because I chose a good woman, I'm sure that my wife would let me see him.
Well, yeah, and so if you...
I think that's just the default, right? Like, I think you could have any sort of voluntary arrangement with, the mother of your child that you wish. It's just... How do you negotiate that, and who enforces it?
Well, people do. It's just that the state is going to then turn around and enforce whatever it wants to.
That's part of the
rules,
current
not what
problem.
you agreed to.
Right. That's part of the current problem.
Let's go to Joe in New York, guys. Joe, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey there, how you doing?
All's well. What's on your mind, Joe? Okay. I can't do the recorded stuff thing, because I don't know what you're going to play. And these are public airwaves, and what that means, not that they're really public, right? It's just broadcast, and we're sending out a transmission, and you're receiving it. But the problem is that I can't trust your recording. I don't just play YouTube videos on the air. I have to listen to them first to make sure they're not dropping some word that I wasn't even expecting. And also, if it's in some other language, I don't think that was. But if it's in some other language, I don't know what they're saying. And Look, I had to deal with an incident on a radio station that I worked with in the past. Both my business partner, Ian, and I, my broadcast partner, Ian, and I. This guy was broadcasting in Polish and cussing in Polish on the air, and we didn't know. How are we going to? We don't know any Polish words. Sausage. I don't even know if that's Polish, right? Hello, my little babushka. I mean, and that would be, that's it. We don't know any. So when he's getting on the air and cussing in Polish, it put the license in jeopody. Likely it wouldn't have been a problem, but I mean, we could have gotten fined. And
Polish
I can't do
language
that
bad, Polish jokes fine.
Right. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. To the many callers on the line, I will get to you directly. Free Talk Live, 855-450-3733. And the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control over your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank account, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problems now by calling the experts at Tax Mediation Services and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. Tax Mediation Services is accredited by the Better Business Bureau. Call now for a free case review and a price protection guaranteed quote.
Call Tax Mediation Services now at 800-301-5435. That's 800-301-5435. 800-301-5435.
Warning, if you're drowning in debt you can't afford, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to pay it all back, because you don't. What the credit card companies don't want you to know is that there's actually a way to get debt-free without paying off your entire debt or going bankrupt. If you have $10,000 or more in credit card debt, you now have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. For free information, call Credit Associates now. 1-800-976-1460. We'll even show you how much money you could save. If you can't afford to pay off all your debt, do not let the credit card companies trick you into thinking that you have to. Call Credit Associates now for free information on how to get debt-free faster than you ever thought possible without debt consolidation or bankruptcy. We depend on your success and offer a guarantee, so there's no risk. For free information, call now. 1-800-976-1460. That's 1-800-976-1460. 1-800-976-1460.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing. To be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project Early Movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live. We've been across the board tonight. Talked about so many different issues, I can't even begin to address them all.
Good thing we've got show notes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, thank goodness we've got show notes. I want to tell you about our Discord chat. You can go in there. There's people chatting right now. They're chatting all the time. This is a very active chat. I've been told that this is the most active libertarian chat on the Discord servers. So check it out. Just all you have to do is go to discord.freetalklive.com. That's discord.freetalklive.com, and you sign up. You got to put a username. You got to fill it out just like you sign up for any old website out there. You know, you want to use a VPN so nobody knows who it is. You want to use a pseudonym. All those things are fine. No one cares. I suspect Packet Sniffer, Dare, and Camel here that those aren't their real names, right? That's
You never know.
Camel Toe. Oh, anyway.
Oh, jeez.
So it's 855-450-3733. Ian's whipped his head around. I thought I'd violated some FCC rule. Let's go to the phones. Discord.freetalklive.com. I've got Chris calling in from Denver. Chris, you're on Free Talk Live. What's on your mind?
Hey, I got a quick question. Why can't we free Dylan Roof?
Who is Dylan Roof?
The white kid who shot up the
Dylan
block
Roof. Why can't we free him? Well, what did he do that was so bad? He just euthanized a bunch of chimpanzees.
Wow. Do you
come
live
on,
like
seriously?
that? No, seriously. Do you live like that?
No, I'm asking you. Why can't we free him?
Because he's a killer.
A bunch of feral welfare collecting chimps.
You know more white people are on welfare than black people are, right? And I mean,
I can't stand this in the facts.
You can't stand facts.
Is that a Jewish accent now?
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it's a Jew accent.
Okay.
Hey, I got a question, Mark. I sent you a patch. Yeah, I don't know if you got it yet. It's a little like gold star of David, for your pajamas.
Okay.
I don't know. Did you get it yet?
No, I haven't seen that.
It's got Jude on it.
Okay.
I mean, it's an authentic one too. It's a collector's edition.
All right, awesome. Thanks for thinking of me.
Happy Hanukkah.
Hail Hitler.
Happy Hanukkah. What a jackhole. Let's go to Ralph calling in from Maine. Appreciate the call, Ralph. What's on your mind?
Well, I hear a lot of people they speak about the Jewish thing, and I'd like to try to clarify something. It's actually these people, these bad people, it's a cult that transgresses the Jewish, and it's in Catholic, it's in Islam, it's in Freemasons. It's called the Sabbatean Frankism. Do you know about that cult? Have you
Never heard the
of
term
that?
Sabbatean Frankism?
Yep, that's news to me
Yes.
too.
David Icke does a really good
gosh.
piece on it.
Are there
But
shape-shifting lizards?
But the Sabbateans were in the mid-17th century. This guy, he was Jewish, Sabbatai Zevi. He had like 1 million followers. He said he was the Messiah. And after he died, Jacob Frank in the mid-18th century, he said he was the reincarnation of Sabbatai Zevi. And what they believe is, and they were expelled from the Jewish faith. They like I said, they infiltrate every place. But they believe in purification through transgression, like the inversion of everything.
Oh, I've heard of that. So basically,
down.
you have to
Yep.
sin in order to be saved or something.
Yes, bad is good. Sin becomes virtue. What's forbidden becomes permitted, and that's what's infiltrated everywhere. Us and everybody. They're running the show, and they're the ones
Now,
that are pushing
that's a big
this.
step from the Sabbatean folks believe in inverse sin or something like that to And, step one is this, and step two is they've infiltrated everything and they're in control. How did they get in control?
Well, it's the moral degradation of society.
Well, I mean, when did they get in control?
I mean, that would make it easier. If everybody's too busy smoking weed and watching porn, it's a whole lot easier to be like, yeah, I'm taking over this government thing.
Yeah, but could you control people who are just smoking weed and watch porn? It'd be a lot harder to control those people.
No, it wouldn't.
No?
And people who know what's going on and resisting you? No.
Okay.
Ralph?
Yeah.
How did they get in control?
How'd they get in control?
When? How? Yes.
Well, when? Well, I explained when this started, the mid-17th century.
But when did they get in control? Have they been in the control of the United States since its inception?
Who was the first Sabbatean president?
Well, right now Trump is with Chabad Leibowitz. And that's a group that is basically Sabbatean Frankist. Israel is Sabbatean Frankist. I mean, why else would they're killing people? That when in Gaza, when the people were protesting in Gaza, the Israeli snipers were sitting there targeting the kids. They were targeting journalists. They were, with guns. They were actually targeting them and killing them.
Yeah, I've seen those stories. It's terrible.
People who, like the first responders, they blow them away. 911, United States, that's a Sabbatean Frankist event. See, that it wasn't just Jewish that was part of that. We were sold a line. There was 19 Muslims with box cutters.
What can I do to forestall this Sabbatean takeover of the world? What can I do?
Wow, they control our money.
So nothing. They're just so far in control.
That's how
metals, goldbacks, crypto.
That's a real control right there. If you control the creation of money,
agreed.
You can decide reality. You decide what gets funded, where the money goes, where they've decided everything.
The Federal Reserve is the real government.
Hey, Ralph, when you can think of some way that I can do something about it rather than just wishing it didn't happen, I'd love to hear more about it. Thanks for the call.
Or how he knows, right? Are there out Sabbatean Frankists?
I think you're going to have to go on the internet and research this for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I mean, so I don't why can't you just hate what we know exists? We know that central banks exists. If that's your problem, hate
does it
central
really
bankers.
need some 400-year-old cult in order to
I don't care why they're doing it. If they're doing it because they just want the power, if they're doing it because they actually believe in some weird cult, I don't care. They're just as evil and, end them either way.
Bad is bad, whatever the motivation. Andrew, calling in from Colorado, listening on TuneIn. Andrew, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, guys. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I got you. What's on your mind?
Okay, great. I was actually calling about this custody thing that got brought up because I've thought about this a lot, like in a voluntary society or.
Do you have kids outside? Do you have kids outside of?
Yeah, I have.
Okay.
I do.
Okay.
I have a daughter, and I've been fighting for custody since day one. Her mom and I never have agreed. She didn't like the fact that I smoked weed, and but I've always been a good dad. I've been there since day one, and if she was just legally allowed to have her, no questions asked, I feel like I'd be denying my daughter the right to grow up with me in her life and denying me the right
Is your
to grow up with
is
her.
your ex is your ex able to get money out of you without having to cooperate with you under the present system?
Absolutely. But
okay, so
I
if she
voluntarily give the money,
right,
I'm
so
okay with
if she
supporting my
didn't
daughter.
have that, then she would have to cooperate with you, and you would have to come to some sort of agreement. The two
But
of you.
She's okay with no child support. She's even offered that. She said she wants to move to Maine and just cut me out of the picture. No child support, no anything. But I'm not okay with that.
And that's a really tough
so
situation.
That doesn't solve my problem.
She had a kid X number of years ago. How old is your daughter?
She's 7.
She had a kid 7 years ago, and now she can't move from one state to another. I mean,
but
people move all the time.
She had the kid, but we both created the kid.
Sure.
And I'm even willing to move with her. I even put that option up.
That's
I was
impressive.
like, I'll move if that's what I need to do. But right now, for the first 5 years of my daughter's life, I was in her life half the time until I pissed her mom off, and she took me to court. I got a weed charge, and she got my daughter taken away.
Have you quit smoking weed, and would your situation improve if you have quit smoking weed?
I haven't failed a UA in 15 months, and I sent her.
That's an objection non-responsive.
Should he be required?
No.
Should he be required to not smoke weed in order to see his daughter?
No, but it challenges his statement.
Hold on, Andrew. I'll hold you over if I have to. I think it's fascinating stuff.
Okay.
So, I guess I do have to. I guess, Melanie, the hard line on, well, every issue out there is we found her hardest of lines, which is the kid belongs to the woman no matter what. And I kind of have always felt that this is true. Just hold the line, Andrew. I kind of have always felt that this is true functionally. It's their kid. Free Talk Live.
Balance of Nature. Changing the world, one life at a time.
Because I've always been high energy, just going. And I turned 40 last November, and I was tired all the time. Now, taking the Balance of Nature, I just feel good. I have energy when I get home to still wrestle with my kids and do the honeydews at home. It's nice. I can tell that it just restored me to feeling normal, which is great.
Experience the Balance of Nature difference for yourself. Call or go online now and become a preferred customer, which gives you our best pricing and free shipping. And we'll take off an additional $25 on your first order. This will be a limited time offer, so don't wait. Call 800-2468-751. That's 800-2468-751. Or go to balanceofnature.com and use discount code FTL.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,514, silver at $17.92, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,212. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high-availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at innoscale.net. In the news, sources inside the FBI have reportedly confirmed that the Bureau is investigating British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell and several other unnamed persons suspected of helping multimillionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein recruit and exploit underage girls. Maxwell, who reportedly dated Epstein in the early 1990s before settling into a close friendship with the millionaire, has been missing in action since Epstein's July arrest. Soon after, Epstein killed himself while awaiting trial in Manhattan's Metropolitan Correctional Center. Activist Post reports that although this is the first time the FBI has confirmed that it's actively investigating Maxwell, Attorney General Bill Barr's insistence that the case would focus on those who enabled or abetted Epstein led many to suspect that Maxwell would be the next logical target. That's because she's been accused in court filings of organizing a sex trafficking ring that helped bring beautiful young girls to Epstein's expansive Manhattan townhouse. The Liberty Beat is sponsored in part by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven and believes so strongly in the power of kratom, they're giving it away for free. Just go to freeounceofkratom.com for a free ounce of kratom delivered to your door. Just pay shipping. That's freeounceofkratom.com. This is the latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Find us online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. Your news now continues. Earlier this week, on Christmas Eve, an order from the city of Cleveland, Ohio, was posted on the door of the Denison Avenue United Church of Christ, demanding that they kick out the homeless people that they had been allowing to sleep on their property, or face losing their status with the city as a religious organization. The Mind Unleashed reports the order came from the Cleveland Division of Fire, citing code violations that they claim are dangerous for the inhabitants. The city is following the letter of the law, suggesting that it is illegal to change the official use of the building without first filling out the required paperwork and making significant changes to the property. According to the city's building department, for the church to give shelter to homeless people, they would need to go through a costly process of not only updating the building, but also getting the required permits and licenses that would designate the building as a homeless shelter. Pastor Nizami Akuta has promised to appeal the ruling, saying that the church has been battling the city for months over their right to help the homeless. A hip-hop artist has caused quite a stir online after video emerged showing him raining cash on locals in the middle of the poverty-blighted Skid Row neighborhood of downtown Los Angeles. The 22-year-old rapper, known as Blueface, climbed aboard a black Mercedes SUV in Skid Row before throwing money out of a bag, while dozens of people below scrambled to catch the flying cash and pick it up from the ground. The artist, whose real name is Jonathan Michael Proteris, is known for the Benjamin Franklin tattoo on his cheek and a handful of hit tracks that reached viral status in recent years. The video was filmed the day before Christmas Eve, according to Fox Business. In a tweet captioned "The Season of Giving," a 50-second clip shows Blueface throwing wads of cash down on the hordes below his SUV. The Mind Unleashed reports that while the clip has gained much attention, not all of it has been positive. Support for the Liberty Beat comes from the Conscious Resistance Network, featuring videos, news reports, and articles from a spiritual anarchist perspective. Experience the Conscious Resistance at theconsciousresistance.com. How would you like to have your business featured on the Liberty Beat? You can just send an email to libertybeat@snls.news for details. This is the Liberty Beat, produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. The Liberty Beat is online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
When 16-year-old Jeffrey Patterson died in a car accident in February, he didn't just leave behind grieving friends and family, he also left a significant web presence. In a tribute to their son, Jeff's parents have continued to update their son's blogs and social media sites, including a blog called Shitbirds Everywhere.
Well, Jeff used his blog to make fun of stupid shitbirds. Yeah. And now that we're doing this, it's like part of him is still alive.
Yeah, and then when I post a picture of some shitbird who has a stupid ankle tattoo or wears some retarded hat, I feel like somewhere he's smiling.
He hated retarded hats so much.
Whenever we get a comment calling Jeff a dumb fag for making fun of a handicapped person on a rascal scooter, well, it's like he's still here. Jeff would have gotten such a kick out of that fat shitbird. He really would have.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. In the last hour, we were talking about custody issues. Now, it's Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
Melanie has come out with a rather socially unacceptable solution to custody issues.
But it's okay to say because she's female.
Socially unacceptable as possible. So.
And I haven't been able to figure out really any problems with it other than sort of the complaints that Andrew has here. And we're going to bring Andrew on the line. But Melanie, I want you to sort of encapsulate what your thoughts are.
Yeah, so because and my goal, I don't really care about either parent too much. I'm not like out to get them, but they're not the priority. The kid is the priority. The kid is the one who didn't have anything to say about the matter.
Yep.
And they're the one who's just a innocent bystander. So what is going to create the best solutions for the kid is the only thing I really care about if those are the three people I have to pick from. And the best thing what's gonna create the best situation for the kid is disincentivizing people from having broken families or families that never formed in the first place, which is usually the case.
Because although a loving two-person family is superior to all the other options, you're claiming that a maybe not so loving two-person family is probably superior to a loving one-person family?
Yes. And so because men don't, from everything I've seen, I'm kind of convinced that men cannot be disincentivized from creating people with the wrong woman.
What if we just ban birth out of wedlock or sex out of wedlock?
Well, we can ban gravity too, but it's not going to accomplish anything. We tried that. That actually was criminal for a while. Didn't work.
And then you put both parents in jail and give the kid to the state.
Well,
that's not going to help the kid. So the pragmatic, and this is not a philosophical solution, by the way. I don't think there is a good philosophical solution. So my pragmatic answer to this is the woman gets the kid, and the man doesn't have any rights to the kid, but also doesn't have any financial responsibilities to the kid or any responsibilities to the kid legally. So, and you can get around all this by you could just cooperate with each other and be like, okay, well, we can talk to each other and
I think that
solve this problem.
Perhaps a one-size-fits-all solution doesn't solve everything, but let's say the most qualified parent gets the kid, as determined by some person in a black muumuu, gets the kid or kids.
Isn't that already what they do?
Yes.
The judge already decides?
Well, but they don't do the whole. But then they say that the other parent has to pay, and then once you're paying, you're like, well, then I want to be able to see my kid.
Absolutely.
And I think that it solves a lot of problems by saying, look, there's no paycheck here. Keeping the kid and getting money is not a solution. So you get the kid, and you get to make decisions about the kid, and that's it.
Do you think that disincentivizes the single parents who are only there to get the welfare check? Or the
one
child
would
support
hope.
Check? Okay.
Let's go to Andrew. Andrew didn't like this because Andrew is a father of a kid, and he doesn't have custody, and he's like, I want to see my daughter.
Yeah.
Andrew?
Yeah.
I told you you'd get your fair shake. Now please go.
Right. So I just want to say one thing. So I love my daughter more than anything in the world, and she loves me, and she wants to see me, and I know she wants to see me, and I think that her mom is borderline psychopath. And
well, I'm not here to.
Well, that tells me that you knocked up a borderline psychopath.
Right. Well, that does suck, but shit happens sometimes.
Well, no. It doesn't happen. You're not a plant. You didn't wake up one day, divided in half, and there was your kid. It doesn't happen. These are things that people do.
You made the decision to copulate and breed with a borderline psychopath.
I guess that it takes a man and a woman to create a child.
Sure.
And
yes.
I think
but she's not calling in right now, so
part in creating that life. And so I think that I have a right to be a part of it, and I think my daughter would benefit from me being a part of it. And that's my point. But anyways, I got to get off the phone so I can call my daughter that I'm not allowed to see, so that she gets to, at least have a little piece of daddy time.
You're a good dad. Thanks for the call, Andrew.
Right.
I don't necessarily disagree with most of what he just said, other than the claiming to be a plant thing, which is not how he phrased it, but that's what he did. But if he had known that was how it was going to go down, would he have still made the same decisions?
One would hope not, but it's not like there's not a lot of examples that are out there for men to look at, right? Like there's a lot of divorces, a lot of unhappy men, and a lot of guys that will tell you, don't do it. And what do guys continue to do over and over and over again?
Well, here's my personal situation then, because I don't have custody of my son and never really did.
Okay.
But me and his mom were together for like 8 years, and he wasn't unplanned. Like, we should probably do this. And being the anarchist that I am, like, we don't need to get married to do it. And then afterwards, my girlfriend at the time, like, suffered from postpartum depression and got addicted to painkillers. And that destroyed their relationship.
Your relationship with her?
With her.
Okay.
And when the cops came, they said, give her the baby. And so I did. And then we went our separate ways for a while. Like I was.
When the cops came, for a while. Okay. So you said 8, and I'm thinking it's 8-year-old, not a baby, or 7.
No. We were together for 8 years before we had a child.
Sorry.
And then broke up, a year and a half later. He was 1.5 when we separated and went our separate ways.
Right. So here you are, not addicted to drugs, handing your baby over to somebody who's addicted to drugs, and it's because people have this default belief that women are the owners of children.
Not just that, she wasn't psycho ahead of time, right? We had a normal, I would say as normal as you can get, certain dysfunctions.
Young person relationship,
right? And then things changed, right? So it's hard to say like, well, you shouldn't have had sex with the psycho if you knew she was a psycho.
Yeah, I don't think that applies here.
Yeah.
It seems to me that the person in the black muumuu should have given you custody of the child because you are the most qualified parent. I think that in a majority of cases, the most qualified parent's probably the woman.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to, the where I'd part ways with Melanie here is the tried and fast rule that the child belongs to the woman. In my case, when my wife and I decided to have a kid, my son Jack, I said, this is your thing. This is you doing a thing. I'm willing to commit to this thing because I love you and I want you to have what you want to have in life. But this is your thing. So I would never tell her that she said she wanted a divorce tomorrow. She's, as far as I'm concerned, she's going to be responsible for Jack. Now, if for whatever reason she says, I need to explore the South Pole and it's going to take me 2 years to do that, you're going to have to take care of Jack, then I absolutely would. Okay. But, I consider Jack to be primarily her child first and then, sort of secondarily mine and then nobody else.
And so if I'm allowed to make decisions on a case-by-case basis, I would not have any rule. But if the idea is we need to have a rule,
yes,
then that's what my rule is going to be.
Yeah.
Until I get a convincing argument otherwise for, the population, not for a particular instance.
So the most qualified parent with the woman as the default.
So if the woman is qualified, then she's the default. If she's clearly unqualified, well, maybe the guy.
Right. The default. She's the most qualified parent, right, with the woman as the default.
She doesn't have to be the most qualified. She just has to be qualified.
Well, she comes with feeding sacks, and you don't.
Okay,
I can tell you that. So she already has one qualification you do not have. So if we're just putting checks on boxes here,
she could have less checks in the box, but still be competently qualified.
Indeed. The number 855-450-3733. Your thoughts are welcome on this. Look, I get it. It's a contentious topic. Custody, for goodness sakes. 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live, or the Discord lines at discord.freetalklive.com. 855-450-FREE.
Do you ever feel like you're in jail, a virtual jail, because of your job or maybe your current relationship where you're not allowed to do what you really want to do? I'm Caleb Jones, and I have taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Pick up 2 bottles of Super Mega Fish Oil.
Get the 3rd bottle free. Packed with omega-3, DHA, and EPA fatty acids.
Super Mega is great for your dog's immune system, healthy skin, and soft, shiny fur.
Dogs love it. Try Super Omega Fish Oil.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
Does this ever happen to you? Moments after you're introduced to someone, you forget his or her name. It's a common faux pas you'll want to avoid, especially if you're a job seeker. And even if you're not, here's a tip. As you are being introduced, and while you're still shaking hands, smiling, and making eye contact, say the person's name aloud. Not only does that make a deposit in your memory bank, it acknowledges the other person. And that is more than a nuance, as is maintaining eye contact. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. Cutting through the clutter rather than blending into the blah, blah, blah will help you connect better no matter what the conversation. For more tips, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and one with just the Edgington Post. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. Call in. Talk about whatever is on your mind. You're welcome to. The number, 855-450-3733. We've been wall-to-wall calls here on Free Talk Live. It's Mark with you.
Rich.
And Melanie.
And we have spanned, we've spanned the gamut as far as calls here on Free Talk Live. It's always entertaining when we have this many. I want to tell you about freedomsphoenix.com. It's a liberty-oriented news aggregation site, which means they collect news stories from around the internet. It's perspective on current events from those who value liberty. FreedomsPhoenix.com has the newest and freshest stories in their daily dispatch, and it's the best way to stay up to date on science, technology, historical findings, liberty news, government overspending, and the rise of the police state. Freedoms with an S. Phoenix.com. It's freedomsphoenix.com. I get their daily dispatch. I'm happy to get their daily dispatch. I do a lot of my show prep out of there. Freedomsphoenix.com. Let's go to Zach calling in from Utah. Zach, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hi, can you hear me?
Gotcha. What's on your mind?
So, first of all, I'm not going to get into stuff about the Jews like some of the callers in the past have
And you
been
did.
calling about that.
All right.
Well, but so I actually had 3 separate things that I wanted to talk about, but I'll try and distill them. But with, I remember you talking about the Amish in Michigan fighting that town or county.
Yeah, there was some county that
And-
was basically threatening to tear down the houses of some Amish people because they didn't fit some code or something.
Right. And I actually have lived in Michigan for a little bit and was on a planning commission for a little bit.
Really?
And,
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And it was interesting listening to like some of the training that our county offered, and just some of it as far as like with the regulation was kind of absurd. But then when I was sitting in a class one time, there was someone that mentioned that they wanted to prevent people from selling their farmland because it would ruin the character of the community.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me of that. But then the second thing,
Right.
though,
Some
is that you
communities
also
will
talk-
declare themselves to be rural in nature, and then
Yeah.
they'll just say we're rural, and that means we're not going to let a bunch of stuff happen on your property that we don't want to have happen on your property.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Keep the country
Absurd.
country.
That's right.
Right. And the second thing, there was the infantilization of America. You were talking about with that app tracking students at colleges. But it's a scary trend. And I know it's like even with raising the smoking age, being able to stay on your parents' health insurance till you're 26, it's absurd. And it seems like eventually it'll get to the point where you won't be able to, you'll be able to vote when you're 25. The way that they're going.
Well, they're trying to lower the voting age. They're going the other way.
Right. So the voting age is getting lowered, but the smoking age is getting raised. But marijuana is 18. Like, it's really, really this bizarre thing.
Wait, where is weed 18?
What's that? I thought it was 18. Am I wrong?
It's 21 everywhere.
Okay, my mistake. Sorry.
Okay.
Terribly sorry. You shouldn't take your weed law advice from me. I'm not the expert in that, but I thought it was 18. I figured it was, you smoke it, right? Well, whatever. So it's interesting that there's this kind of some things you can do. You can drive a 3-ton deathmobile at 15 years old.
In some places, yep.
Right. With an adult in the car,
yep.
You can do that. You can join the military and sign up to kill people in foreign lands at 18 years old. You can choose to inebriate yourself with alcohol at 21 years old.
So you got 3 years of depression while you're killing people in foreign lands before you can drink it off.
Right. And then at 25, we're now saying that the brain stops developing. I'm not denying that. I believe that's true.
Which is why that's when you can rent a 3,000-ton deathmobile.
Right. That's when you can't rent a car until you're like 25.
Enterprise let me do it at 21.
Okay.
Nice.
So
Good to know.
it
You probably
costs like
paid
an
extra.
$10 or
And
20
then
bucks a day.
there was one other topic, and then I'll get going. But one thing I've been a little frustrated about also is it seems like the decline of, I guess, libertarianism and pop culture. I've noticed different things like with Patrick Friedman. I don't know if he's lying down the Seasteading Institute.
No, they still put
Mark
out
Sanford.
information. They might be
well,
changing
I
the
heard-
overall concept, but they're still publishing.
Oh, but I'm talking about as far as trying to pursue projects. It seems like it's more on land. And then with politics, Mark Sanford losing. Not that he's perfect, but I think that he was better than a lot of the
I
politicians.
mean, libertarians usually lose elections unless we're talking about like New
Right.
Hampshire local elections.
Right.
I don't know how much
Right.
of libertarianism there was in pop culture for it to be declining.
Right, and then also with I'm trying to think of it, the decentralized marketplace. I'm trying to think of it. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but
Which one? Silk Road?
No, Open Bazaar.
Open Bazaar. So Open Bazaar is this this project where they do it's kind of like an eBay, but it's the website isn't hosted anywhere. You can choose to have the software and do business on this website, but they can't shut it down because it's decentralized.
It's the spiritual successor to the Silk Road.
Yeah, and in many ways, a very fascinating technological project because it is, if adopted, and it doesn't have a great deal of adoption, but if adopted, it is immune from the governments of the world shutting it down, and that's amazing.
And also the other thing there too is it seems like there's been a lot of libertarians online that have gone far right, and it's just sad to me because there's a lot of very smart people that were in the liberty movement, but it just seems like they've just been convinced of stupidity, in my opinion, and it's just sad to just see the decline of a lot of things. Not that there will never be a spark of liberty again. It's frustrating to not see as many fruits, I guess.
So what is it about the right? Which issue is it that you think that libertarians adopting is bad? Because I have felt similarly, but I'm never, different people feel differently about different issues.
Nationalism.
Well, I guess like I look at the transformation of Stefan Molyneux, or even to a lesser extent with, and he's always been on the fringe, but like with Alex Jones, he used to be, inviting people from across the political spectrum. He had Gary Johnson on, he had Jill Stein on, and then a few years later, he goes to attack Gary Johnson, which, not that he's perfect either, but he just went full.
I would attack
paleo.
Gary Johnson. Gary Johnson is a Republican who smokes weed. That's what Gary Johnson is.
And I think Alex Jones will circle back around once a Democrat is back in the office of the presidency.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks for the call, Zach. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
He appreciates it. 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE. The funny thing about it, so I was, when I was coming back on Christmas Day, I was, some guy, wanted to talk at the airport, and he asked me what I did, and I said I was a talk show host, and he said, "Are you right or left?" Which is why I try not to answer that question in real life. Knew better. It was early. He caught me off guard. Could have said I do sales for a national media company, and that would have been accurate. But, he asked
Shorter
me that
conversation.
question. And then he was an older guy, so he didn't even know what a libertarian was. He thought it was a liberal, and it gets so complicated. So, Free Talk Live, 855-450-3733. That's 855-450-FREE.
I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Free Talk Live.
Why do you refer to someone that's a genetic anomaly as a boy pretending to be a girl, as if this was just some whim they took into their head overnight, as opposed to somebody who is actually born with a genetic problem, which means their mind and their body are mismatched?
We're not talking about the ones that have the two X and Y. We're talking about the boy who just decided.
Have you ever actually met and had a conversation with a transsexual?
No.
Well, it would actually be really a good idea to dispel some of your ignorance before you start spouting it all over national radio like there's not enough ignorance to go around in America. Goodbye. Bye, Felicia.
Oh, man.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
My name is Jacob Hornberger. I'm president of the Future of Freedom Foundation, which Congressman Ron Paul awarded for having an outstanding freedom website. Write us at fff@fff.org, and we'll send you a free 3-month subscription to our monthly journal of libertarian essays and our booklet, Economic Liberty in the Constitution, which George Mason University economics professor Walter Williams praised in a recent column. That's fff@fff.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can call in and talk about whatever's on your mind. We've been wall-to-wall calls here on Free Talk Live. And, Richie, I barely even remember what we were talking about.
Oh, Trump talking points for your against your snowflake relatives. I'm going to say this holiday season. Yeah, it says Christmas in the article, but this holiday season.
I think that it's all very interesting. Let's go first, before we go to the phones, we do have a call on the line. I want to tell you about Balance of Nature. I like the Balance of Nature product, and here's the reason. They've got these fruit capsules and these veggie capsules, and 3 of each results in 10. They're dehydrated food, and 3 of them, so 6 of them total, is 10 servings of fruits and vegetables. And that's a lot of nutrition. If you're, for whatever reason, not eating right, the wife's away, or you're just bad at making food or whatever, you can solve your fruit and vegetable issues right here with Balance of Nature. You can go online, become a preferred customer, which gives you the best pricing and free shipping. And after your 3rd month, Balance of Nature will ship to you at no extra charge an additional free set of fruits and veggies. It's a limited time offer, so don't wait. Go to balanceofnature.com. Use discount code FTL. That's FTL as in Free Talk Live at balanceofnature.com. Balanceofnature.com, coupon code FTL. Let's go to John calling in from Oklahoma. John, you're on Free Talk Live. What is on your mind, sir?
Hey, man, I was just wondering what you guys thought about all that mess going on in Virginia with the new governor coming in and going to try to take everybody's guns away, and if you had any opinion on the 2A. I'm a first-time listener, so. Okay.
Has anybody here paid more attention to this than I have? Because I have a general opinion on the subject, but you guys have read anything about it?
I've read some stuff, and we talked about it, I think, the last show that I was on as well, kind of in depth. Basically, it's the governor coming in, threatening to take the guns away, and not only are people not willing to turn in their guns, but there's law enforcement saying they're not going to enforce it. So what becomes of it, you have to wait until the law is actually passed and to see how much action is taken versus how much posturing is being done. right? Like, we're going to take your guns. You're not going to take our guns. And the law enforcement going like, we're not going to confiscate it.
I'm surprised that this is going on in Virginia and not, say, Massachusetts, Rhode Island.
The law being passed, or the people saying that they're not going to allow it?
If you're going to try this out, Virginia isn't the place to do it.
It depends on what you're trying. If you're trying to see what kind of reaction you're going to get, New York is not the place to do that. You're going to go somewhere where, not necessarily Texas, but somewhere where you don't know how people are going to react, to be like, okay, this is how people react. This is what we need to prepare for if your intent is to go steal a bunch of guns.
Right. Well, and I think like 95% of the counties, it was high in that high range.
It was like 95 out of 98, I think.
Were like Second Amendment sanctuary cities. Like, they weren't going to do anything regardless of how the law gets passed.
Yeah. So when you bring up the Second Amendment, John, since you're asking, and you're the first time caller, I'll give you my opinion on this. The government set out a set of rules for itself. Among those rules is a rule that says shall not be infringed regarding the owning of weapons. And when there's 20,000 gun laws in this country, or thereabouts, and to me, every single one of them is contra to my constitutional understanding. And if the Constitution isn't written so a plain ordinary person can understand it, then it's not valid at all. So, the idea that we need 9 well-educated lawyers in black muumuus to tell us what this shall not be infringed means, that in fact it means that there are certain infringements that are acceptable when the rules are shall not be infringed.
Well, acceptable when you're not discussing the militia, right?
Well,
you can
that's what they
regulate a
say.
citizen, but you can't regulate
In New Hampshire, the law, it says that every man has the right to keep and bear arms in protection of himself, his family, and the state. And whatever you think about that last word, it says first
You still got
himself,
the first two.
secondly his
Yes.
family, and
I was thinking that would put people at odds with each other, because there'd be some people defending their family against those defending the state.
So there's, at least one state very clear on what the rules are. And as far as I'm concerned, the Second Amendment needs to be rewritten, and it's extraordinarily difficult to get an amendment rewritten. But until that's done, I don't want to have any conversations about whether or not people who are mentally ill have guns or not. It says shall not be infringed. So hand out 45s at the insane asylum as far as I'm concerned.
Well, that's subsidizing your right to bear arms, not just lack of infringement.
It's as good as the right to
handing
health
them
care.
out.
If they're going to hand out health care, they can hand out revolvers.
Well, not the government handing it out, but fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's
Very
where I'm at,
good.
John.
I appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Like I said, I'm from Southeast Oklahoma, man. We're wearing them on our sides, so I'm all 2A all the way.
Is it open carry? They have open carry there?
We are 100% constitutional carry. Outside of that 1993 hiccup with Bill Clinton and his little permission slip you got to get from the feds, but outside of that, we're open carry all the way.
Interesting. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it, John.
I think that's an important aspect of it too, right? That's for us moving from Hawaii. That could have been culture shock, right? Because there's no carry at all in Hawaii, and so I get it, right?
How do they even kill? They hunt pigs there. How do they kill them?
I knew a guy who did bow hunting. He just went out with his bow.
Okay.
He brought the pig in the back of a pickup truck.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But sure, I'm sure hunting permits aside. But it was basically, it's very restrictive laws there. No one carries legally in Hawaii except for the police. So you come here, right? And I get it could be culture shock. You just walk around and there's people with a gun on them. No big deal.
What's 5-0 need a gun for in Hawaii if nobody else is carrying?
I don't know.
I don't either.
Again, Hawaii's a statistical anomaly. There's not a lot of shootings, and I could not explain that in terms of
probably a good percentage of them are the cops.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
But either way, so having the open carry movement makes people more comfortable with firearms being carried, right? If everyone in Virginia was open carrying all the time, it'd be more difficult for the state to come in and say, hey, guns are unacceptable, because it's part of the culture. It's already ingrained in.
I'm not sure that I'm all for say there's a new state that comes in, right? It's an island out in the Pacific or something where there's no real gun ownership going on there. That wouldn't be my issue at that point. Let's get gun ownership here on the island because, why bother? But here on the North American continent where there are 600 million guns, 2 guns for every American. That's the estimates, at least in the United States. And I'm sure Canada's got its fair share, too. I hear they've got bear there. So at that point, you can't at any point presume that the bad guy doesn't have a gun. The presumption you should make is the bad guy has a gun.
Well, that's a smart thing to presume anyway. Like, even it's not so much in Hawaii because statistically they're not likely to.
They're not likely to, yeah.
But it's, you don't want to pick a fight, and risk it anyway. Like, that seems like bad advice in any situation.
You don't want to pick a fight.
Yeah.
Well, yes, see, gun ownership would be one of my 2 main concerns in any jurisdiction.
Yeah, you'll pack heat on any given Sunday, right?
But that's almost unrelated. But so just because if nobody has guns, okay, you're not going to lose a gunfight. You could still lose a fight. Like, bad people can still outpower you without having a gun.
The old saying is that God made man, Sam Colt made them equal.
Yeah. So that might be less of an issue for you than me, but it's an issue for it's an issue for at least half the population, and more than that, really.
Well, thanks for chiming in on that. 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE, as in freedom, here on Free Talk Live.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon you'll need a plan and place to survive. Forget bunkers. You're not a live underground gopher. You need survivalist camps, the ultimate fully functional, off-the-grid mobile survival bug-out house that's well-equipped and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Bold statement? You bet. See them now at survivalistcamps.com. That's survivalistcamps.com. Trust your family's survival to survivalistcamps.com.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, the inventor of MyPillow, and like all of you out there, I had problems sleeping. Pillows would go flat, I would flip-flop all night long, I would wake up with a sore neck, maybe a headache, or feel like I needed a nap even though I slept 8 hours. When I invented MyPillow, I wanted it to where you could move the patented fill to give you the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of sleep position. MyPillow will get you into that deep REM sleep faster, and you will stay there longer. It's not about how much time we spend in bed, it's about how much of that quality sleep we get. I do all of my own manufacturing right here in the United States. I have a 10-year warranty. You can wash and dry my pillow, and I give you a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. And here's my best offer ever. You can buy one of my pillows and get one absolutely free.
Go to MyPillow.com or call 800-870-0305 and use promo code GCN. That's MyPillow.com or 800-870-0305 with promo code GCN.
Do you feel like many of us? All the distractions in the world taking our minds and focus off what really needs to get done day to day? Well, Jeunesse has a dietary supplement called Mind to help with mental distraction, and it supports memory function. Go to GCNlife.com now to check it out. You're only at your best when your mind is at its best. Go to GCNlife.com or call toll-free 844-443-6637. That's GCNlife.com or 844-443-6637.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live. I'd encourage you to call in. It is the final segment, but it may be tight. The number, I'll give it here, 855-450-3733. It's 855-450-FREE. Mark with you.
Richie Rich.
And Melanie.
Tell you about the AMP program real quick at amp.freetalklive.com. That's amp.freetalklive.com. You can do as Richard Freeman has done. He's a silver amplifier, which means he amplifies it to the tune of $5 per month. That's what we ask here on Free Talk Live. If you support free speech on the airwaves, people being able to call in and talk about what they want, and the ideas of liberty being promoted, if you support either one of those things, by golly, it's worth $5 a month. It's the best use of your liberty-oriented charitable dollar at amp.freetalklive.com. Let's go to David calling in on the listening to KENN. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yes, KENN, New Mexico. Now that we got their attention.
Four Corners.
Yeah, come on in. It's Four Corners, Indian country.
There you go.
Navajo.
And what?
Navajo.
Navajo, yeah. Navajo and Ute and Pueblo and Apache, and I can keep on going and going.
Yep.
Those are the main ones. Zuni. Zunis are Pueblos, I guess, technically. But yeah, come on in. It's
Hop
pretty
into
tight,
the topic,
come on
David.
in.
I do have another person coming, so I don't.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking about you on this topic.
I hope it's about the custody thing.
Yes, it is.
Number one, yeah, it is. Number one, New Mexico. Since we're talking about KENN, this is all public information, so this is not any gossip. John J. Romero Jr. is a judge in the state of New Mexico. He's very famous because there's a kid named Nehemiah Griego who killed wiped out his entire family, 5 people. And he was in juvie, and he would have got out until at 21, as per Judge John J. Romero Jr., who coincidentally was a judge in my case and is the judge in my case with my children. And I I have accused John J. Romero Jr., judge, of abuse of discretion. That's a legal term. And, of course, nobody believes anything I say. But when John J. Romero Jr. allowed Nehemiah Griego to get out at age 21 after wiping out his entire family at 15, the Supreme Court of the state of New Mexico overturned that decision and cited John J. Romero Jr., judge in the Children's Court in Albuquerque, of what? Abuse of discretion. Okay. So if they'd have just listened to me a decade earlier that John J. Romero Jr., judge in New Mexico, was abusing his discretion, they wouldn't have had the whole Nehemiah Griego controversy.
You got my vote for alderman.
He did?
No, I said you do.
Oh, good. Thank you. and anyway, so based on that abuse of discretion, John J. Romero Jr., judge, he had to recuse himself from the Nehemiah Griego case, and Nehemiah Griego got sentenced to life. And anyway, so that's the New Mexico stuff on that subject. And if I had more time, I'd go into the custody thing, but I guess you got other callers.
Well, make a quick point on the custody thing, and then we're going to go to Bob in Boston.
On the custody thing, you're for a future time, you're wrong on most of the premises you put forth, and I have an argument to back it up. The single greatest problem with the custody issue is that the courts are involved, and the courts are modeled on an adversarial model, and that's not what's called for, and that's what's effing it up. And it also, there's a profit motive on the part of all of the players. Everybody wants to make money or children. And the judges are making money, the lawyers are making money, the therapists are making money, and one parent or the other wants money and or child. And that's the problem is, and I'm surprised as libertarians, you're not going more towards the libertarian voluntarist aspect of it and doing a collaborative system.
Well, I like
where
that
everything
idea,
is.
but the problem is that when it comes to family court, it seems like
there are
people,
no problems. There are no problems. You're shutting yourself down before you even get started. If and we can go through this at a later time because you don't have time right now to go through it all.
Melanie did say that if it could be done on a case-by-case basis, she would. But we're looking at an overall general prescription.
So I actually agree with everything he just said about custody. But the question was, if I have to make a rule for within the states, I mean that's what I got.
She just made some general rule. David, I do want to talk to you about it, but I got to take this call. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
855-450. Why am I giving the number? Go to Bob, calling in from Boston. Bob, you're on Free Talk Live.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say I'm a second-time listener and a first-time caller. I actually do agree with the whole concept of libertarian voluntarism, as opposed to paying taxes at under threat of gun, as you said the last time I listened. So with that said, if I can do a shameless plug, there is a website I've created that has a compilation of international, national, and local charities that are all extremely highly rated.
So you made a website that you're really breaking up, Bob. I'm terribly sorry.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, a little better. So you've made a website that you've vetted some charities based on your beliefs as a libertarian. Is that right?
Well, I mean, just the quality of charity that they provide, like UNICEF and stuff like that.
I always sort by whether or not they take funding from the state.
Or whatever.
Right. Okay, so what's the website?
Okay, it's called CharityGroups.org. And basically what each thing is going to have like you click on the picture and it goes directly to their homepage. You click a link that says volunteer and it gives you volunteer information or donations and it goes directly to, for example, a UNICEF donation page.
UNICEF?
So, and
is that the UN?
I mean, that's one example.
Okay.
I'm saying that's one example.
All right.
Or Virginia Beach Volunteer Rescue Squad, the biggest volunteer rescue squad in the nation, gets 50,000 EMS calls a year, and it's all provided free through volunteerism.
Bob, I'm going to have to let you go. Thank you for the call.
Yeah.
The most interesting charity I came across was Dollars for Dancers.
Oh no, what is that?
That doesn't sound like a charity.
It was a charity. I was looking for charities to donate to, and I was again looking for ones that didn't take federal funding or state funding or whatever. And it was like a local list for my geographic area, and on the list of charities before the filtering was Dollars for Dancers, like a local little dance troupe or whatever.
Oh,
okay. Well, I still would say that's not a charity, but okay.
No, it was a charity. You could donate to them.
You could donate to a lot of people.
Yeah, but they were organized as a charity. They were listed as a charity.
Well,
that's absurd.
I thought the name was
more
funny.
Like a hobby.
It's fun, yes.
The name implies a fee for a service gig. But
well, no, you donate dollars so that these dancers can get the equipment that they need, just like donating to a sports organization.
Right, that's not charity either. That's your hobby.
Well,
what, donating to a local sports team?
Yeah, that's a hobby. That's a luxury.
I'd say that when you're talking about organizations like Boys Club or something like that, giving kids something to do that doesn't involve getting them in trouble is really important. So,
but she's saying that's not a hobby.
I
That's
disagree
not a
with her.
Okay,
I read that it is a hobby, is what she's saying.
Yeah,
and it's a hobby, but it's important when you're talking about young people. I think that's not where my charitable dollars go.
Okay.
Generally, my household, we're a St. Jude household. I figure cancer, bad. Kids haven't had a chance at life, so kids with cancer and a research hospital that cures cancer, not just for kids, but for adults. Okay, St. Jude. We'll write the check.
Nice.
But I will say that, for one, like PETA. A lot of people like to give money to these animal, organizations because they put a sad commercial on the air with puppies that are in the rain and whatever. You got to do some more research than just feeling bad because you saw this. PETA, the U.S. Humane Society, these are terrorist organizations. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're looking at sort of the well-being of dogs, promotion, the well-being of pets generally, there's I like the AKC personally, but not everybody feels the same way. But you need to take a better look than.
What about volunteer work at like the local Humane Society type of thing?
I think that your locals tend to be pretty good organizations, but I have a problem with the Humane Society generally.
Okay.
So the Humane Society says that they're not going to put dogs down. And that's a great stand until you realize that, these are beasts that have they've been domesticated over the course of, say, somewhere between 50 and 10,000 years. Some of them aren't as well domesticated as others.
Sure.
Some of them bite. And a dog that's bit a kid in the face, well, let's solve that problem, shall we?
Fair enough.
Yeah. Check us out at freetalklive.com. Sign up for our newsletter, freetalklive.com.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. Is oral health important to you? If you don't like your own teeth, fresh breath, or kissing people, then by all means stop listening. Several years ago, I met Jessica Armand, founder and CEO of My Magic Mud, and I became passionate about the product that she created and never want to live without it. It's clinically proven to whiten teeth, but I find it does much more. They want you to love My Magic Mud as much as I do, so they're giving you a money-back guarantee plus 20% off. Go to mymagicmud.com and use coupon code FTL20 at checkout. mymagicmud.com, FTL20.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with SNLS News and listeners like you. Online at libertybeat.news and snls.news. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,514. Silver at $17.92, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,212. Today's prices are brought to you by InnoScale. Take off with Managed Cloud. Looking for a safe, secure way to store your important files online? Let InnoScale handle it for you. Their high availability cloud servers are the perfect solution for clients needing one or more secure, scalable servers with built-in hardware failover protection. For details, see them online at InnoScale.net. In the news, sources inside the FBI have reportedly confirmed that the Bureau is investigating British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell and several other unnamed persons suspected of helping multimillionaire pedophile Jeffrey Epstein recruit and exploit underage girls. Maxwell, who reportedly dated Epstein in the early 1990s before